Um, I'm going to start off with me on my right. Well, not right here. It's Discord is mirrored, but my right. Lavi, please.
Oh. Hello, I'm Lavi. I'm playing Ilovia Blightfrightener Valunananthi. She is a Goliath Warlock Barbarian.
Yep, Duckington's part. Since you're not here, James, Duckington has agreed to step in, so Duckington is here. Um, I come next to Miyago.
All right. I'm here with Prime. I am playing Bastion. Bastion is a Warforged Artificer from the 41st Mechanical Corps. He and his little steel defender Phalanx are trying to cure the Warforged of their madness and, I don't know, cause some trouble while they do it.
Nice. I come last to Jazilla.
Hi, I'm Drusilla. I will be playing Rokan Debris, who is the son of an Earth God who is I don't know what he's doing at the moment. He's trying not to freak the fuck out after last session, let's just put it that way.
Nice. So previously, after everything, oh goodness gracious, good lord, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it like that. After the last session, you guys, oh man, what? Zeltron got shot. Lovers have returned. Well, Jesus, a lot of my ear. Okay, I gotta turn that off. There we go, turn that off. So, yeah. Elovia's husband had returned along with Yeva's apprentice. Yeva had gone to see the anima, and you guys had gone to see Sebastian LaRoche after finding out that Vulcan had told you after a night of much cuddling and loving that that your daughter had gone missing. That your daughter Kalea had gone missing. Using Sebastian had told you that, well, had given you the ability to see exactly what happened to your daughter, and you saw that words had taken her. Meanwhile, Bastion had gone to see Solomon Lane in order to get his dreams pretty much studied. Solomon Lane had asked you to bring to him a Warforged after you guys had heard a strange signal and saw something that seemed to be subliminal, and kind of figured out that perhaps this is what is driving all the Warforges. Leaving off, last we had left Yeva and Latharis off to go see a friend of theirs. I'm not sure. I think he went to go see Zetash Sharp. He went to go to the library, to the Librarian.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't have any friends.
He went to go see the Librarian. So we will now come back in with you, Rakan, and you and Rakan together after leaving Sebastian's little hut.
Leave.
Yeah, you were more like ousted.
Like we had a choice, you know.
You were more like you were kicked out.
Yeah, we were kicked out. So we're on the street right now, right? Because
Yeah.
our house just vanished.
Yeah, you're in the street in the Lohang currently.
I mean, Rakan's probably just. Sorry, I'm probably just stood there, like slack jawed, like what? What the fuck?
Rokan. Let's go.
Go there.
Well, I'm gonna head over to the car. Just gonna.
Where are you gonna go?
I'm picking up Bastion.
Okay, can you drop me off at the library?
Sure.
Great.
I don't have the map up.
Oh.
Do we have GPS?
Don't worry about it.
Google Maps.
Google Maps, perhaps.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Actually, can I mark down, like, or just write down important places? So what district is the agency at?
The agency is in the it's in middle Rivermouth. Middle time.
All right. And then where are we right now?
You guys are in the low hang.
Okay. Where's Bastion?
He's in the Middletown Rivermouth. He's in the Incarnate Collective.
All right. Solomon. And then where's the library?
It's in the Middletown Rivermouth as well.
Okay. All right. Oh, one more thing. Where's the license? Shit, I forget what it's called.
Oh,
The
the administrative building.
Yeah.
That's also in Middletown.
Okay.
All like
right.
the actual inner workings of the city are mostly in Middletown Rivermouth.
Okay. All right. Everybody, hop in. We're going on a little road trip.
Here you go. You guys
Yeah.
get in the car and end up driving off. And once you guys in the car, I guess we'll quick flash over to Bastion and Solomon. As I know I asked you a great deal. It must be quite taxing asking you to go and repossess one of your brethren.
I've spent a long time looking for a solution, and I've not made much progress. So perhaps I needed to do something harder. Perhaps I needed to do something less tasteful.
There's a chance. Well, he walks over to you and just extends his hand. Thank you
Okay.
for everything that you've done and everything you're going to do. I'm sure that together we can cure them.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Are you going to leave or are you going to stick around?
Well, I would ask two more things. If I'm going to have to capture a Warforged, do you have any device, mechanism, gadget that might help with that?
Yes. Give me a second. And you watch as he steps away quickly and moves over to. You see, he has like a little bit of it's not an armoire, but it's just a collection of shelves and some drawers. As he goes over, pulls it open, and you watch as he kind of rustles around for a second. He picks out this small little it has like a small little prong. But you see that as he walks over to it, it has like at the end it has like a small little prong with a small orb at the tip of it. And you see as he takes it in his fingers and he twists it, and you watch as it opens up these little small claws. Attach this to a Warforge. It should disable.
Thank you. So, kind of put that aside. And then I would like you to look at something. And he starts to kind of pull out some plans from his, from like a satchel that he has. And he kind of has plans for making his Ethereum weapon mounts that he wants to make so that he can kind of switch between his equipment faster. And if he has any kind of insight or, just kind of wants to talk shop with him a little bit about, kind of like, this is what I have so far,
As you place it down, he kind of uses his hands to spread apart the plans. He looks over. Remarkable. So, perhaps you were in the wrong profession. And you watch
For a
as
long
he.
time I fixed my own. But
I'll see what I can do. And perhaps. And you see as you see him he actually takes out an actual pencil and begins to draw across it. Is it fine? Can I draw across this?
Yeah, go ahead.
He begins to draw. Okay. This is pretty good. If you, oh. Once you've cooked the Warforge, return to me. We can do this.
Excellent. Well, I'll see you when I have a Warforged in tow.
I will see you then.
Thank you.
As you step out, is there anything Rakan and Alovia would like to do before?
I just want to go straight to the library.
Get a snack.
Get a snack.
No, you seem upset. Get some mini donuts.
Maybe
or
hit the
something.
drive-through if I can.
Yeah, just some sweet carbs. Just some comfort food.
Alright. As for driving, Vulcan,
Yes,
I feel extremely overwhelmed.
I understand.
I'm gonna take out. Well, first I'm gonna take out my book. With my journal of me writing to some random person. He's seen it before, but that was like when we were children.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll hand it to him. Look at the last entry. That's also partially why I left. And then the last entry is just the contract where she signed. Also, she's gonna pull out the actually I don't remember where I left it, but I'm gonna assume it's with me, or at least I have notes on it somewhere. She's gonna pull out the doll maker case with all of her notes about the dates and hand it to him. And this is what I've been working on. There's some serial killer running around, and I am so close to figuring out when his next victim is going to take place, but I feel as though if I don't figure it out in time, I'm going to be responsible for their death.
I'm not surprised. Usually you take everything on your shoulders, as always. So, why show me?
As I trust you. And I feel like you would understand.
I do understand. I mean, if this
you
is,
know.
if catching this killer, if this is what's going to take to bring you home, or to some sort of peace, whatever you want to do, I'll do. I'll help you with. And you could have told me, as he looks at the book. You didn't have to run off. I would have been with you. I would have taken our daughter, strung her on my back, climbed the mountains, swam the seas. Nothing would have stopped me.
Sorry, Vulcan. But I think I'll finally be able to come home when I finish this contract. I have a feeling that it might be the writings of Zodius, but I am unsure.
Oh. I mean, this is really all.
The landscapes you talk about no longer exist. So, which tells me that it must be extremely old. No mentions of technology, or at least very little of it, when he's talking about his days. And his adventures seem to line up perfectly, but I'm unsure.
Definitely find out together. I guess I can. Where can I start looking? How can I help you?
To get something off my mind, the dollmaker case. Again, I feel like if I don't figure out, I already know where it's going to take place. I just don't know when. I feel like I need help figuring out when the date is. So, because I don't want somebody else dying to this twisted person.
I understand. Then how about this? I just point to on the map where this murder is going to be, and I'll stay there. I'll just stay. I know it's a little boorish and maybe not optimal, but I can see it's way heavily on you. It's the only thing I can think of.
I don't want to do that because, again, I feel like I'm so close to figuring out the date. Maybe if we put our brains together, we'll figure it out. But it takes place between victims 5 and 3. Now, pull out the map. It's a bit like... So, like, if you put your finger on the in the middle between 5 and 3 and go just a little bit southwest, that's where it is.
Okay. Sort of looks like a constellation, actually.
Yeah, it's the Constellation of Cassiopeia.
Oh,
Honestly, I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure that some mythology or some religion follows it. I'm just not sure what.
how about this?
Zodius is my only Lord and Savior.
Mine as well. Praise be. Rakan, you're going to the library, correct?
Yes.
You mind if I stop off with you and I'll just study there? I won't get in your way.
Sure.
But do you want me to go with you, honey?
No, I'll meet up with Bastion. I want to speak with him.
Okay.
Well, we'll come back though to pick you guys up
Okay. And
after I pick him up.
as you guys drive, you guys, Lovi, you stop by, nice and smooth in front of the library. Volkan and Rakan get out, and they get to walk in the library. He turns. So
Actually, can I get?
Huh?
Sorry, that reminds me. Can I get proficiency in land vehicles now?
Yeah, you can take it. You can take it. You can take it.
Okay.
You can take it. Volkan stops suddenly and turns around and like leans into the window. It'll be okay. We'll figure this out.
Thank you.
We'll find our daughter. I love you. He turns and
I love you.
he heads up into the library with Rakan. You drive and make your way to the Incarnate Collective, where Bastion is standing in the front. He was on his way, about to hail himself a cab, but there's Bastion.
Grass in here.
Excellent. Yeah, he'll hop in the car. Did you
So,
find what you were looking for?
unfortunately, yes. You know, before I get to my point, Sebastian is a fucking weird guy. Apparently, he's like a god or something. Like he knows Rakan's dad personally, and well, he's a god begging mortals for money. Fucking bizarre. Anyway,
Is
apparently,
it likely that he's a god, or is it more likely that none of them are?
frankly, I don't really give a shit. He's just my point is that he's very weird, but he's also very powerful. So I must admit I have to give some credibility to him. He gave me a vision and it looked like my daughter is with words. And I know that you wanted to speak with him. So I'm gonna drag your ass down there whether you like it or not. You can distract him with your smooth talking while I grab my daughter.
Yeah, smooth talking Bastion. I have business in the Black Zone as well, both with words and he'll kind of pull out the pronged orb, or the orb with the prongs and whatnot, and just
Like a Pokeball.
yeah,
Just throw it out of
spikes.
Warforged.
Shove it in. That would have been more convenient. We're going to take one of them alive. One of the mad ones. We're going to bring him back here. And we're going to fix it.
I know that this is a hard question for me to ask, but when Warforged go insane, I'm assuming you don't know the cause of it.
We do not.
I have a strange feeling that it might have to do something with the sounds that people keep on hearing, the incessant thing. I mean, that would drive me mad if I had to listen to that.
It could be. Perhaps there is something greater. Perhaps there is something that is driving more than simply the Warforged mad, but men like Jethro as well. Perhaps we are simply more susceptible to it. Perhaps we were just its first victims. Maybe there is something in our physiology, in our minds, that let it gain purchase easier or faster.
It's very possible
But
that it could be a signal which metal can pick up, or maybe a vibration which metal can feel easier. Sound is all vibration after all.
So it
Sorry,
could be a part
metagaming.
of our, yeah.
Sound make things shake sometimes.
Go through water and air. No, exactly. Part of our. It may be a facet of our physiology, of our inorganic frames that perhaps received this signal in a more robust way than biologicals.
There's no way that I heard the sound before, right?
Mhm.
No way as in yeah, no way, or yeah as in I've heard it.
No, you've heard it before. I mean,
Okay,
you
what
mean
note?
like have you ever heard it before, or you mean you've heard it before? Like, I heard this already.
Like I actually heard the sound. The
You've
sound
actually
itself.
you've actually heard the sound.
I don't remember that. Anyway, doesn't matter. What note was it in?
Note. Interesting.
Yeah, you know, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah,
D
I don't
sharp.
know. I'm not a music guy. Shit. D. I don't know. D.
All right.
D sharp's not real.
All right.
But
Miss-
the sound itself is it. What I can tell you though, it varies depending on the person hearing it.
Darn.
Also, when I heard it would be different for when other people heard it.
Is it in the same key? Because
Sylvia?
if it's in the same key,
Is
that
it the same pitch? Is it the same tone?
I think you'd have to ask about
no,
the
if it's
people.
if it's in the same key, that'll like that vastly just like rounds it, you know.
That it would
Just,
harmonize.
Could you hum us
that would be cool
a few
too.
lines? There?
Hum you a few lines.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit later. Let me see. Is it in the same key? I would say, for depending on who's listening to it, I guess it would be in the same key.
Because yeah, it could be in the same key because like people can still hear different notes, but it would
Yeah.
still, you know, follow the.
It would be in
That
the
would-
same key, but then like I said, I'll give you this, that you were on the right track a second ago, Meta Alovia.
Vibrations? The thing that go wiggly in the air?
Air and ground. You're on the right track there.
Okay, air go wiggly. All right. Yeah, I think that's the end of my conversation.
Okay.
Actually, one more thing.
Mhm.
Is the note low?
It's like a bassy note.
Yeah.
It's a bassy note depending on who's listening.
The bassier it is, the more wiggly the air goes. All right, that's it for me.
Okay. So I'll flash quickly over to. I swear to God, love you. You're like the most like challenging player ever, and I love it. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. We flash over to Rakan, and I know I should know this. Where the hell is Zeltrin? Is he with you, Bastion? He went with you, right?
Yeah, I think I dragged him along.
Yeah, he went with you. Okay, so Zeltrin's
Yeah.
also in the car.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
we didn't want to go anywhere alone. So
Yeah. Okay.
he
Yeah.
was my wingman.
Yeah, Zelchin's in the car with you. There's a car with you guys. Okay, great. We switched over Rakana and Volkan. Rakana, you walk in, you see that in the front, in the desk there, where usually the Zita Sharp is, he's not there anymore. Currently there is a young elven woman, black hair covering her face. She has large, like roundish glasses, and she just has a resting bitch face.
I really want to ask you another music question.
Yes, Rakan, ask your question.
I'm not going to ask you a music question. I'm gonna like not briskly walk because it's not cheerful, but I'm very like
Stomping your
determined,
way over.
quick walking. Yeah, exactly.
Grumpy power walk.
Yeah.
Marching.
Grumpy power walk is exactly what I'm talking about. Grumpy power walk over to her. Where are your books on gods? Speaking to gods, contacting gods. Where are those books?
You just what's up? You'll find that in the third aisle by G.
Could you please either show me or point me in the direction?
Puts her book down. Slowly walks from behind it. It's like she is taller than you, but then like her footsteps are so. She has like a myriad of footsteps to get around the corner. It's like, and she's follow me. And she
Please,
continues
at a glacial place.
literally her gait is it's a very small gait. But you see it's like this, she's wearing like this pencil thin dress. So she can't really stretch that far, but she takes you over to the section of books as Volkan kind of looks at you for a second. He sees how like determined and angry you are, and he just okay, and then he goes over and he asks a random person asking a random person ask them questions. But she takes you over to this large this large bookcase. A lot of them seem older. You can smell the dust coming off of the dust and the leather. Here you'll find your books on gods, seances, just about anything you wish to know.
Great, thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
and maybe could I get a smile?
Make a persuasion check.
He's gonna lose some
I mean,
teeth.
I don't particularly care whether or not she does. I'm just being an arsehole because she's an arsehole. Persuasion, did you say?
Yes, a persuasion.
Ah, yes, one of Rokan's many talents. That's a 17.
All right, you see, she's just
Okay.
there's your smile.
Promise me never to do that again.
I promise you nothing.
Great, you can leave now. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Bye.
And she walks off. And you're in this two shelves filled with parchment papers, books, and all types of things.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I mean, I'm sure Yeva's probably written a bunch of these books. I want to be looking for books on. I mean, mostly if they're there, specifically contacting gods or some way to go to that plane of existence, that kind of thing.
Do an investigation check.
Lord. Another 17.
Nice. Okay. So it doesn't take you as long as you've been to filter through the books or whatever. You find some, you kind of toss them aside, like give the papers.
Oh yeah, I'm literally
yeah.
like making a mess, making noise.
Yeah. But eventually you find this leather tome that was kind of pushed and kind of like placed a little bit further off in the back. It looks way older than the others. Like as you open it, you can hear kind of like some of the pages are stuck together, but you like kind of pull it apart or whatever. I wouldn't say all that, but you got the book, and you take it over to one of this. You read, you look through it or whatever, and you see it has. There's no title for the book, but it has a wealth of information for gods and all types of things. You set it down, place it there. So you're looking for how to contact the god, right?
Yeah, either contact them like from their location to mine, or a way for me to get from my location to theirs, or to bring them to me.
Okay. Looking through that, you really don't see a way of bringing them to you because they are like all supreme beings. They're kind of powerful. However, you do there are a few things you can glean from this. You do realize that there are ways of contacting them. Usually, it's in the place where that's more an affinity to them. And usually, most of the gods God speech cannot be it can't be understood by mortals. However, you're not a mortal. You're not a mortal. You've spoken this language before, especially being of their ilk. So being able to do this, you do know that you have to be in a place that's most affinitive to them. So mostly, like for you, could possibly be a mount, perhaps a peak, which you perhaps have to go to. And upon there, it's as simple as just concentrating and focus. Most people get this through prayer. They focus, and usually they get like little hints there, like a blow of the wind, or a bird on their windowsill. But the rules may work a little bit different. Also,
I hope so, because if my dad sends me another fucking bird and another warm breeze, he will rue the day he sent me here.
but give me an intelligence check also.
Come on, another 17. That's an 18.
18. You've since you've been here, you've realized something else. Something that gods are only as strong as their followers. There aren't many followers for the old gods anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So the gods now that you would know, this is also including your father, is a lot weaker than he used to.
Does that mean it would? Sorry. Does that mean it would be harder to contact him, or easier?
It'd be slightly harder to contact.
Okay.
Also, being able to even act on Athea would be quite difficult. Doesn't mean it's impossible.
Okay. 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 So, I mean, I can't ask this question now because I'm not with those characters, so I guess I'll wait until I get picked up by mom and dad. So for now, I will put the book in my bag, because I'm a thief.
Yeah, you are. And as you start to slide the book in your bag, you can see over your shoulder that she is standing there because you've been throwing books in the library. What do you think you're doing?
I need this book.
You need this book.
Yes.
Why?
Does it matter?
Do you have a library card?
Do I need one?
Yes.
Then can you get me one?
Usually library cards are for vouchers only. You have to have a representative for this library.
But that sounds a bit classist to me.
Give an insight check.
I don't know why Rogan's so sassy today.
He's super sad. He's super sad. Jesus Christ.
What was the check again?
Insight, honey. Insight.
Insight, sorry. Okay, that's a 22.
Okay. You can look and see, like, her face doesn't really move. It's kind of stuck in a constant scowl. However, you can see that she's giving you quite a hard time. She's just giving you a hard time. You see, as you're looking at her, you see other people are kind of like looking behind looking at you. They've put their books down and just looking. And you see as Volkan kind of walks up. Is there a problem here? And then she turns around. Oh, is this boy with you? Yes. This is my son. Is there a problem? Hold on. Oh, it's my dice. Here it is. I'm gonna make an insight check.
I have 2 daddies and 1 mummy.
Okay,
her
insight check was poor. And she's you see as she kind of like pulls her hair out a little bit, let it kind of fall. I'm sorry. He was throwing things in the library and I just didn't mean to. Oh, I'm sorry. Rakan, what have I told you about being?
This isn't about me throwing books.
No talking back. You're being rude.
I'm not talking back. I'm defending myself.
Apologize to the young lady, please.
No. Apologize for what? If she wants me to pick the books up, I will pick them up. But the fact that I need a representation to share knowledge, and I'm going to stand up on the table and I'm going to say, people, should we not all share knowledge with each other freely? Should this not be a world where we help one another? What is this in society where we have to jump over hurdles and ledges to help each other out?
Okay.
I say no.
I need 2 checks here. Okay. First, I need a performance check. I need a performance check.
I think that's a nat 20 based off of the acting.
It's a 15.
15. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, God. Union. That's a 16.
So as you say, you stand at the table. You start hooting and hollering,
Waving my quarterstaff
waving your quarterstaff around. You watch this one kid kind of looks up. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, this should be for all of us. Yeah. And he's, oh my goodness. And then Volkan's like, "Are you serious? You serious? You gonna do this right now?"
I
You
am
guys do this right now?
serious.
Yeah.
I have stood by watching this city and making notes and seeing how you people live, and it is shameful.
Yeah, you're right.
Shameful.
He's like, yeah, sir, I got mugged last week. He's right.
See?
He's
This
right.
poor guy got mugged.
Volkan's like, Rakan, please stop.
No.
And you hear the in fact, his name's Rakan?
Yes.
Riverworth president. Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
You watch as she's just like, okay, you can take the book, get out of here. I need you to stop. Take the book and get him out of here, son or not.
I'm gonna jump off the table, and then as I walk out, I'm gonna raise my quarterstaff and turn to the people and say, "Don't stop fighting. We can win. We can make this world better."
As you say that, Bakan kind of just grabs your shoulders and turns you around and pushes you out to the front. We're very sorry. But as you step out, Elovia and Bastion have pulled up to the front of the library. You see Volkan is pushing Rakan to the car. He hops in. Drive.
Bastion.
Yes.
I guess I'll start driving, but Bastion, how do Warforges speak?
There are a few narrow wires where you would have a voice box that vibrate as we push air through our neck, much as you
Can I see it?
speak.
Are you wearing clothes right
no.
now? Take off your clothes, and I want you to open your chest so I can take a gander.
And Volkan's like,
Hello?
Hello?
His like big red coat on. It's like, I can't actually expose my internal components without damage right now.
Damn it. All right,
However,
guys.
I have an idea. I do need a new set of armor. To do so, I need to remove a great deal of my carapace and replace it. That would be an opportunity to see more of my internal workings.
All right. Yeah, let's go do that.
I want to go to the Bent Iron Studio.
I
Oh.
have a question, and I don't know if it's just because I'm being stupid. Has Jethro's race ever been mentioned?
Yeah.
What is
Halfling.
it?
he's a halfling.
He's a halfling. Okay, cool. Great. And then I'm gonna turn to Elovia. Are you guys to find words? Are you guys going underground again?
Shit, I hope not.
I mean, that's why I said it before.
Actually, when we went underground, there was that big door, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it never opened.
Yeah, but there were voices coming through. Do we recognize the voices? Because I'm suspecting that it might have been words who was speaking, and we know what his voice sounds like.
Oh, what door? You told me you went underground?
Yeah, like from session 1, or no, session 2,
Session
because
2.
we ended finding the
Oh.
door. Session 2. We heard talking.
Yeah, that was words talking.
Yeah, but then we went through the door, no, and then saw that
No.
he was preaching.
Yeah, you saw that. You
Yeah.
saw words.
And then we slid
wa-
past, went into his office, got caught, and then skedoodled out into the elevator.
So
I don't think we
could
went in the
use that
same door. I
though.
think there was a door we never went in, but then
Yeah.
we went in through Brilliance's like office or his place. Yeah. So we just we entered the same chamber, I think, just through a different door.
Once you slowly drive with Zeltron in the back, kind of giving you directions on how to get to the Bent Iron Studio. As you drive there, you make it there. You see that it has like this sign that's kind of it's not illusion, it's a normal wooden sign. It's a little closer to the low hang of just a hammer striking an anvil. But outside you can see the smokestacks kind of rising out from the furnace, and inside you can actually see the glow of heated metal. And you guys step out and head your way in.
Yeah.
As you walk in, you immediately see, because it's actually amazing. The first time you guys have gotten here.
Huh?
Okay. So as you walk in, you immediately see, as you hear just the hiss of heated metal being dropped into water, and see a Goliath as he turns around and pulls on his goggles. He has like this well kept beard. It's nice and straight. He has his eyes are like this ocean blue color, and he has his hair braided backwards as it comes like over his shoulders. You see he's like mostly wearing an apron. He has like a tight fit cotton shirt on, just pants. And you see that like, around his neck there's a band with these two like ram horn symbol, silver necklace around, and then hanging from his ear is the symbol of Ogma hanging from it.
Oh.
And he's just, well, welcome to Burnt Iron Studio. How might I help you?
I need armor, sir.
Okay. What
Also, some nets.
nets? Oh, okay. Got that. What kind of armor you looking for?
Half plate, sir.
Half plate. All right. Is this for any of them, or this is for yourself?
It is for myself.
Never actually sold any armor to a warforged before. This is interesting. Well,
It is different.
my name's Vega Viv, Storm Vigor.
Vega Vic. you
Yeah,
say?
just call me Vega. A lot easier.
Bastion.
Nice to meet you.
This is Ilovia, Rakan,
Hello.
Zeltrin,
And
and the guy.
yeah,
Mokan.
Bokan steps forward. Yeah, and just looking at each other, just the grip. But you watch, he turns around, and he actually has already finished some half plate. You can see that he has some display mannequins in the back, and he pulls one off, and it's like slightly blackened with like these gold edges on the side. It's like yeah, it's a pretty piece, but it's also very functional. You watch as he takes it down and sets it. He starts hitting it to show you that it is functional despite how pretty it looks. Will you be is this good for you? Does this suffice?
I'm gonna pull out my gun and shoot it.
He's like, oh, okay.
That'll do.
All right. A little warning next time, but hey, I don't mind the customers checking out the products. That'd be 800 gold pieces. Oh, actually, yeah, no, eight. He likes you a lot. Just 800 gold pieces. That's for the. How many nets are you taking?
Nets, 3.
Okay. He gives you the half plate, and he gives you the nets. Yeah, just call it even. Interesting. Oh man. Yeah.
Then I'll kind of round up the team. It's gonna be like Rakan, Bokan.
Yeah.
In the near future, we are going to go back into the Black Zone.
What now?
We are going to do our best to capture the Warforged alive, as well as We have some suspicion that Elovia's daughter may be there. And we may come into conflict with words again. So if you need something more than that stick, or anything else, now might be a time to equip yourself. It's a nice stick. I'm not saying it's not. Just, if you wanted a big boy weapon.
Excuse you, sir. I don't see you creating magma out of nowhere. Why are you trying to catch a Warforged?
We need one that has lost its mind.
Why?
Solomon Kane and I wish to see if we can fix it. If we can cure them. If we can bring them back from the black. If we can dispel the madness. Most of them in the zone are little more than animals. And while experimenting on them is not a noble thing, I have tried for over 100 years to find a noble solution, and I have failed. I am willing to gamble. I'm willing to do something distasteful if it leads to the result we need.
And a net.
Yeah, it's easier to capture people if they're stuck in a net.
Right, but don't Warforged have weapons that could cut through a net?
Absolutely.
Or are you thinking about
I mean,
incapacitating
anyone
them?
with a knife can work on cutting through a net, but it will delay them, it will slow them down, it will give us opportunities to subdue them while they are captured in the net.
Please tell me
The
it's
net
one of those
itself
nets
isn't the
where, like,
capturing mechanism.
where like you catch butterflies, like that kind of net, where like it has a handle.
Pretty sure it's more like the
Ground.
nets that gladiators would use in gladiatorial
No,
arenas.
actually, by the way, Rick, can I borrow your stick to attach this net to it? And just...
You trying to go jellyfishing? Hey, jellyfishing.
Yeah, exactly. Very.
Vocon.
Yes.
Oh no, I was talking to Vocon, but you can
I'm
go.
sorry, my bad.
I should have named him something else, like Vocon and Rockon, kind of similar. But
Yes.
the Black Zone, I'm assuming you haven't heard of it, is basically where they pushed a lot of Warforged to lost their minds into.
They've trapped them. The way Bastion makes it sounds horrible.
Yeah, I've been there. It's pretty nasty. But speaking of Warforged, when can I take a little look at your voice box, Bastion?
It will take an hour for me to remove the scale mail and integrate the half plate into my armature. So, whenever we decide to take that hour.
All right. Yeah, let's go shopping. Anybody need anything?
Are we going underground?
Yeah, how are we going in? There's two entrances as far as I know. We could either take like the 50-foot drop, or we can use the elevator.
Well, finding a mad warforged we could easily do on the surface, and we would not need to go underground for that.
No, but we would need to go underground to find words, because he could still be at his temple.
Likely. We don't know where he is at any given time, and we don't know if we need to search for someone else. We may need to search the underground compound as well. I imagine Words and Brilliance and maybe some of the others who have maintained, regained their sanity, never gone, whatever, that they are hiding under the surface, so that anyone who comes to escort another mad warforged to the Black Zone will not see Words and Brilliance and their ilk there, with their intelligence, with their planning, with their lack of madness. I imagine they would want to stay out of sight as much as possible.
I will help you catch this mad Warforged. If we go underground to find words, I may temporarily leave your company.
Understood.
What's right?
Why?
Because I need to find a place I can connect with, and I feel like being surrounded by the earth is one of the best places to be.
Interesting. I think he looks toward Olivia. Volkan looks toward Olivia. We would have to go underground regardless. Because you say this words may have Vakale.
There's one problem to that. How long ago did Calais go missing?
It's kind of hard to tell exactly when she went missing, but for him, it was about like 4 days ago because he took him like 3 days to get here, like 4 or 5 days ago.
Right, okay. Yeah, there's a chance. I just realized something. Alright, I really want to look at his voice box.
So
let's get a move on.
So you guys gonna go back to the unsung or something like that before heading out, or are we gonna do? What are you gonna do this? You're just gonna strip butt naked in the street, or?
But he's got nothing, so he doesn't really mind. But no, he'd rather go back to the unsung just so.
Yeah. What time is it?
Because this is happening directly after you guys left Sebastian, right? Like it hasn't been a day. You guys haven't gone to sleep yet. Yeah. So yeah, we're looking about maybe like 12-1 currently. After everything.
Afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon. Yeah. But yeah, as you guys drive back to Unsung, you see that there is a stretch terror car in the front.
Oh.
At the front of it, you see it's literally the Rolls Royce emblem. It has like the woman in the wings in the background.
Yeah.
It's completely black, and standing in front of it is just a dapper gentleman. He has the hat on to signify that he is a driver. As you guys drive up, you see that there is a woman standing in front of the door, an elvish woman, blonde hair that's pinned up with this diamond and sapphire pin. She's wearing this satin blue Victorian style dress and collar, like black with like black flowers motif going all across it. And you watch as you guys come up, you see that she's not flustered, but you do see she's a bit rushed. Are you all part of the Unsung Detective Agency? Are you the contractors I heard about?
We are.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any time or just perhaps hear me out. I have this companion. He's a warforged. He's gone missing. He's usually always with me. I need help finding him.
Alright, cool. Do you have time to come inside? You seem a bit flustered.
And you watch as she looks toward the chauffeur. The chauffeur just nods. I do.
Alright, come inside.
Sorry, did she just say her relationship with the Warforged?
She says he's just a companion.
Just company.
Alright, Bastion, get to work. I'll start questioning her.
Alright.
Call me when you're done.
Then she walks in. She sits on the sofa a little bit. Her hands are like wringing together.
Alright, real quick. Zeltron, stay with Bastion. Keep him company. Make sure that nobody busts. I'm assuming Bastion's going into the garage where he can be alone to do this. I don't want anybody busting down the garage door while Bastion's the most vulnerable, so I'm gonna send Zeltron to keep him company.
Sure, I guess. All right. Okay. I guess I'll. All right.
Can play with phalanx.
Yeah. Let's like. Actually, he's a dinosaur, right?
He is a mechanical.
It's a dinosaur.
He looks like a dinosaur. Yes.
Oh, he's a dinosaur. Great. Okay, let's go play with Phantom. And he goes to follow you. And she kind of, the woman looks up and just says, "Oh, thank you for seeing me. I didn't really know what to turn to, and I know the guard wouldn't do anything about this. Or if they did, it'd be too late."
What's your friend's name?
Crease.
Sorry, what was
Like
that?
Reese's Species or like?
Yeah, Reese, but with a C in the front. So Crease.
All right. Where did you last see him?
We were in Gold Rain Avenue. I usually like to walk and people watch. He was with me. I went to go and see, just look. I like to look at the markets. Get to see all types of things that you really don't get to see in the gilding district. And well, I turned around and he was gone.
How many days was this?
It was in the morning. It's like probably 8, 9 o'clock.
What day?
Today.
Oh, today. All right. That's a bit strange because normally there's a 24-hour thing before you report somebody as missing. I'm not.
I know, but he just he doesn't do this. He doesn't.
Does he have any friends that he would have gone to see?
No. He's always just been part of the family. We
Old
found,
is he?
I don't know. He's pretty old, I think. He wears a strange emblem.
What does the emblem look like?
It's a gear and it has 39 on it. It's strange.
Alien is Bastion a part of?
41st Mechanical Corps.
You said he's always been part of the family. What exactly is his relationship to you?
Well, he's mostly he was my husband's assistant before he passed, and well, he just kind of now just stays here. I kind of just keep him around. We can't. He's been like a bodyguard. He's been an assistant. He's been a butler. He's been everything.
Oh, important question. What the fuck is your name?
I just put her down as a rich woman.
Sylphina Knight.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Who the fuck?
Do we? Oh, never mind. Stupid question. Of course I wouldn't know. I don't fucking live here.
Would he have had any interest in other stalls in the market?
I'm not sure. I mean, possibly. He was always good with his hands. We found him. He was always good with stonework, like a mason.
Wait. He's been like your companion this entire time, and you know like little to nothing about him.
Listen, like, Priest, he doesn't talk much. We found him, and well, he's always been around.
He sounds more like a servant to me.
No, I'm a person who likes to respect his privacy. He doesn't choose to talk. He's just always around, close.
So he could have interests outside of your knowledge that you don't know about. He could be pursuing those interests as we speak, and because he's not with you right now, and the same day he's gone missing, you've reported him missing.
Yes. It's just Chris is very uniform. Doesn't really step outside the bounds of his normal schedule.
Did Kreese ever serve in a war? Maybe like a 39th Mechanical Corps?
Perhaps. Sure.
I mean, that would explain how he's so uniform.
It would. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is he meticulous?
White.
You really don't know anything about him? He's been
Okay, to be fair, you don't know. None of us know Bastion's favorite color, now do we?
We haven't been with Bastion through him serving our husband and then our husband dying and him still serving us. She is fucking shifty as fuck. Anyways.
I'm sure Bastion would appreciate us taking this case.
You can all just come out in the garage and talk about it, so I can be involved.
Well, yeah, but I want to see your voice box.
I'm gonna pull Olivia to one side.
All right.
Is this really something we should be dealing with right now?
Well, the way I see it, well, what I fear is that he might have gone to the Black Zone. We're going there anyway.
Then
it doesn't hurt to check it out.
No, we should keep an eye out, but I don't think that we should be. Our focus should be on a rich woman's butler missing.
No, not at all. But I'm doing this because I also want to help. I want to help everyone. I want to succeed in the ways that I've failed.
All right. I'm going to turn back around and walk up to Sophina. Do you do any charity work? Because
Would you like to start?
Based on your vehicle outside, you must be very comfortable living.
Yes.
Then how about we make a deal? We will look into your missing companion. And in return, you start giving back to the city that you so comfortably live in.
What would you have me do?
Well, I'm just bullshitting right here. Please feel free to interrupt me, Kira. There are many charities.
Like what?
What's wrong?
Like what?
Well, there is an up-and-coming orphanage in the city that could use money for staff, for furniture, that you could start your own charity for people. I was speaking to someone just today who had been mugged in the streets. I mean, maybe putting some money into the guards, into security. There are many things you could do, as I'm sure you are aware.
I was going to give you 2,200 gold pieces for this, but I can give it to the charity instead, for the orphanage.
I think it would be money well spent.
That's no problem. Just increase.
Very well. We will. We are on the case officially as of this moment. We will contact you when, as I'm saying this, I want to be like showing her out the door.
Okay.
We will. We are officially on the case as of right now. We will contact you when we find more information, and if all goes well, your companion will be back with you momentarily.
Wait, one more thing. Does Kreese work with Arcana Tech?
He's a warforged, made of it.
That's it? No work? All right.
We pay him.
Bye.
We pay him.
Just close the door.
Yeah. So I'm like leading her out.
She was.
And then I'm gonna close the door. Oh, rich people problems.
All right. How's Bastion doing?
Do you want to run in there and go see him naked?
There's nothing
Ever
to see.
really seeing him naked? Like, is there anything to see?
I'm just being a jerk.
Metal.
Just
Yeah, he will
Bastion
be.
has like these little nails that poke out for his pectorals.
Like a Barbie doll? Is he just sweet?
Yeah.
They're just overlapping plates of steel.
Alright, yeah, I'll walk in.
All right.
How's
Yeah.
it going? How's your progress?
I've removed all of my old armor, and there's just like a pile of bits of scale mail in the corner, and he's starting to fit on these plates from the half plate, and you can just see like tiny little articulated parts of him that seem to just kind of grab the seams and the edges of the plates of steel, and there's a little hiss, and it just kind of seamlessly becomes part of him.
Oh, that's cool.
And
At this
he
moment,
does
can I
not yet
take a
put
look?
on the gorget, the gorget, which is the
Alright.
the neck part of a piece of plate mail. And so
Yeah, I would like to take a look at his voice
Yeah,
box, which is what I've been saying for the past 2 hours.
so he'll kind of look up as much as he can, and taking one of his little tinker tools, kind of pop open like a little clasp to kind of open a little door, and it looks like just a series of piano wires, pretty much, that just kind of go across his airway.
And try talk? Like, I don't know, say a sentence in Bastion.
My name is Bastion. I served in the 41st Mechanical Corps as a medic.
How is his, as you're talking, how are the strings moving?
So yeah, they just different ones kind of vibrate at different times and kind of move a little bit to shift to create different shapes of like the airway itself.
Sorry, this is completely off topic and not why I wanted to see it, but does that mean you can make your voice like obscenely high or obscenely low?
I have never tried. There are
Try
probably limits to the range that I can achieve. It was not a function of my design to make very high or low pitched noises. But I'll just try
what
to make
is-
the lowest note. Let's try to make the highest note.
What is the like what it's encased in? Is it like metal?
Most of it, yeah. There's little bits of wood, and some of it is actually like very delicately carved pieces of stone.
Right, so does it vibrate when you talk?
Yes. As you said, all sound is vibration.
But that doesn't mean like what I'm trying to say is like the casing doesn't just isolate it to that one area.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
That's
Are you
right.
asking if the rest of my airway?
Like the area around it does it vibrate? Like your neck, for example.
A little bit, I guess.
All right, so I have a hypothesis.
All right.
When you talk,
Look up his gorget.
the way that you perceive your voice is actually lower than what you would expect, because what you hear is what reverberates around your body, but what comes out is higher because there is no other, things affecting the vibrations.
You biologically
So-
hear the vibration through the bones in your skull.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
what I think is happening is metal sound, kind of bounces off metal. So I think that might result in a higher pitched sound for Warforged. Compared to us biologicals, there's a lot of more things that, vibrations have a hard time traveling through. Like if I punched you right now, Bastion, the metal would start shaking. But if you punched me, you're hitting a lot of meat. There's not a lot of vibrations going on. So I think
be fair,
This
I
also
have
kind of
heard a
leads to
pipe
another
organ.
thing.
It was also very low in tone, and it was a metal pipe with air passing through it.
Well, it also depends on the size of the person, right? Take Jethro and Kalei, for example. They're both smaller people. That means they could probably hear the sound better.
It could be.
Sorry, my sister's calling me, but yeah, that's the end of my hypothesis.
Biologicals have more variation, though. Maybe there is quite a bit to this sound. But are we asking for 5?
I'm seeing if she wants to take a 5. You want to take a 5?
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should, anyways.
I think we should. All right, yeah. What time is it? Yeah, let's take a
Let's take-
5.
All right, cool. Take a 5.
Take a 5.
Out down this crease, motherfucker.
Yeah, even though like I didn't mute anything, this is like really all crazy, but whatever. I don't care. I don't care.
Not muted, cam still. on
Not
the
muted,
screen.
cam still on the screen. I don't give a shit.
5 minutes break. We're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. We'll let somebody else go ahead and fucking fix this shit. Just cut all this out. Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Yeah, welcome to our break.
We're just gonna take a 5-minute break. Fuck all that production
Yeah.
shit. We're just gonna chill.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch me eat pizza. Cold ass
There you go.
pizza.
Go for a pizza right now. I feel like I'm getting more and more into the idea of running for president.
We're taking a 5. We're taking a 5.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. We're taking a 5. But we're on stream and still talking. I don't care.
Yeah,
Mm,
we're streaming the 5-minute break.
We're staying with a 5-minute break. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think I kind of do want to run for president.
See, but then they're gonna be like, you have to produce a birth certificate. And they'll be like, oh.
And I'm gonna be like, I don't think so.
Nice.
I was never born. I have always been.
I'm not subject to your filthy human laws.
This
Wait.
is what I'm talking about.
However, I would also like to be part of your representative
Wait.
democracy.
Wait, Lavi. What's up, Lavi?
Alright, you know how there's sounds that like humans can't hear, but dogs can? So, you know how there's a sound that people over like 30 can't hear, but people under 30 can hear it? What if it's like that, except it's more of like how vibration travels through your body? So like Warforges can hear it,
So it
but
would
that doesn't
depend on the
necessarily mean
body.
every. Huh?
So it would depend on the body you have, whether or not. you can hear it.
Basically, I mean, because again, take Kalei, who's a child, and take albeit she's a Goliath, but she's still a child, and then take Jethro, who's a halfling. They're both smaller people, so
Small people in Robo.
It could be.
Oh,
Then we're
maybe it's just
fucked
magic.
because the only time I could hear it was with the book, and now Zeltran's got the book. Assumably, he's still got the book.
Soldier, he probably lost it.
Yeah, he's probably lost it. Yeah, for a
Pawned
fucker
it.
or something.
Just pawned it for a couple gold.
Exactly.
So
Now
where you guys
it's in
gonna go?
Someone else's hands.
Aren't we gonna go
Go to the
down
Black
below?
Zone, yeah?
Do we want to go straight
Got
for
like
the
an
Black Zone? Do we
8-hour
want to try
drive.
to look for Greece?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's kind of far. It's kind of far.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because
I mean, but hey,
Do we want
I
to
mean,
wait
we-
to go to the Black Zone until we have Yeva in tow again?
yeah, and then do we also do we want to go all the way there, get a Warforged, come back, and then have to go all the way back there again?
Hmm. I mean,
what Words' view is on it.
was
I
words
also
with
wonder
you?
where this sound.
I would also like to grab another sending disc and code it or whatever so that they can call us and so that we can drop it off with either Brilliance or maybe words, depending on how much words wants to kill us or how.
Well, yeah, I mean, the
we
last time we
approach him.
saw him, he didn't really like us that much, especially.
No, but we were just kind of doing a
Bastion,
smash
so-
and grab of his office, so we might be
kinda
able to
funny.
like kind of be like, so sorry about last time. Here's the thing.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of funny
name callings, but
when you consider that Yeva is the one, the pacifist is the one who opened the chest and took everything.
Hey, let's fucking round this dude.
Actually, we could go and be like, yeah, Yeva kind of kicked the bucket. He kept on stealing things. He was the one who stole
That's
from
Thief
you.
herself,
Yeah. Karma really got to him.
the society off with his hands. So
Yeah,
I think our pitch would be like, to words would be like, you need to we'd like to give you the opportunity to convince us of your point of view.
yeah, because we don't.
Oh,
Yeah, because we don't really know what he's doing or why. The
yeah.
only
No.
thing we know is that sorry, I might not be remembering properly. The Warforged that enslaved the animal and was basically sharpening their knives against it. Were they the same Warforged that were with words?
I believe so.
Yeah, they were.
I'm pretty much sure they were.
Okay, yeah,
they're
so
the same group of folk.
yeah, maybe
So,
when
like,
we get to words, that's when Rakan should go.
just
Some-
Bokan will just like kind of grab you by the mouth.
Exactly,
And, like, drag
yeah,
you
just
into the
drag you back,
background
go
real
find
quick.
a hole. We'll
Just
shout
a
you if we
Goliath
need
is just
you.
holding you very still. Yeah.
I mean, technically, you guys still have Volcon with you, so you're not completely down him ever.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I mean, I'm good with anything. I don't know how, because I'm good with anything, and having Yeva not along might make certain things easier.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it just complicated because we're kind of at a point where we need to be going to do things, but then we don't have Yeva. So then, if we stay back, what are we then gonna do?
Yeah, like,
Lava, you about to say something?
What's bothering me is, where is the sound originating from? I have a feeling it might be Arcana Tech. Actually, maybe not, but what's bothering me is that it's not just in Rivenworth, because Calais heard it all the way in a different continent.
from space.
But what if this is me putting a tinfoil hat on?
What if stars
it-
got closer and while he was looking through the telescope, and when that's like the only kind of gist of the sound that he's had, it's coming from space.
Well, what if it is the Ethereum that's in the Arcana Tech that's in Warforged, so that's why they hear it. And then maybe what if like that's what's sending them crazy, but what if the reason why Elovia's Daughterhead is because someone's amplifying the sound of it?
5 minutes up.
Ethereum.
Yeah. 5 minutes up.
Cracking it.
So we come back. What we doing, guys? What we doing?
I think we're heading to the Black Zone, and we're gonna place all the blame on Yeva so that Words doesn't try to kill us on sight.
Yeah, we're gonna swing
he's the
by wherever we need to get another sending disc real quick. Serenity's Mirror.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Just
Gating Beacon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and grab the sending disc.
All right.
How much is it? I don't know off the top of my head.
500.
All right, 500. Right.
So
Grab
take that
the
out of
next-
our money cubes.
What if it's an Arcana Tech satellite in space?
Imagine, right? They already
Really
did.
sending
That
signals.
spacing.
It's like it's just the first like ye old Verizon trying to set up shit. They just fucked it up everything.
Yeah, basically.
It is ye old
Wi-Fi is killing us.
It is the 5G signal in the vaccines.
Okay, so you guys get the sending disc from the fading beacon and get in the car. When you guys are heading that way, we're going to fast forward. As you guys are driving out of Riverworth, the sun beginning to get low as you see the scenic view of the mountains and the distance, the horizon, and just you can begin to smell the starting rain with a note rolling of thunder and a quick flash of light as little pips of water begin to hit the windshield. Drive. Volkan and Zelchin are with you guys, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the more
Ye-
guns, the better.
Okay. Who is driving?
I'll try.
Okay,
That's
great.
anyone else.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, are we gonna take a long rest?
If you want to take a long rest, you can. It's fine.
All right.
Take a long
Yeah,
rest.
there's like
I mean, I don't need
Got
it,
anything.
but just so that we're not on the first level exhaustion going into
yeah.
there.
You can take a long rest.
Mm,
Besides, this trip is a little longer, so I can take it. It's fine.
mm.
Yeah, we'll take shifts.
Yep, you guys go in shifts. As the rain begins to beat on the hood and the windshield and the water begins to just run over the car. Who is navigating?
Children.
Zeltrin? All right. I guess I'll have Zeltrin make a survival check.
Children's the only one who knows the area really well.
True, but he's not. I mean, he's been in the Black Zone.
I mean,
That's
I
it.
have good survival, but I won't know where to go.
You technically would. You've been there before.
I suppose. Do you want me to make it?
You can make it with advantage. Zeltrin will help you.
Okay, cool. I've got a +5 to it, so it should be fine. Okay, that's an
You
8.
see, if we're here on the map, that means it's over here. But no, wait, we're over here on the map.
Okay, that's a 13.
It takes a little longer with that 13. However, you guys do begin to see the ravine you saw before. And you see off to the left as you tell Bastion to hang a left. As you can see, this is the area where you guys had run from the Warforges and ran up the slope to make it to the main roadway. Are you going to take this path?
Yeah, because that would lead us back to the elevator.
Let's say Lovey. I mean Olivia.
We're just gonna bring the car in, just run over any more porch that get in our way.
Just
Any that are
Obviously
trying to hitchhike, we just.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Hello?
We all getting phone calls today.
Right? It's all good. I'm not upset.
Feel left out.
But my car's, extended warranty.
So as you drive down, and you're taking the car all the way down to the slope, correct? All the way down the slope, or are you parking halfway?
No,
As
we're leaving
we
the car
think,
out.
Car will safely, as long as it's a gentle enough slope that we feel we can, flee in said car, we'll take the car as far as we can.
So you take
Sure, you
it.
park it in reverse,
You're gonna reverse it back, and
just so that we can speed on out. if
Before we
need be.
disembark, we'll face the car in the direction of out.
Rakan, you gonna say something?
No, I wasn't.
Oh. So you bring the car into park, turn the wheels, and turn it off. The rain is now beginning to fall harder upon you all. You all step out, and Zelchin just kind of shit. Damn hair's gonna get wet.
It's only water.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
At least he's finally getting a shower after 3 weeks.
Hey, all right. I showered 2 days ago. Okay. Yeah. You guys are. Listen, don't judge me, okay? I don't like to get my guns wet. You guys get to
Wise.
make your way down the pathway, winding around, and your feet slosh in this mud. There's no moon overhead. It's only from the clouds have covered the moon. Pitch dark. Step forward. Volkan is going to step ahead and try and take the lead here. Even though Zelchin and Lovia and himself can see in the dark. Just stay close. We can scout it. He moves forward. He's like, "What is this?" And Lovia, you see it. This is the area where the magical boundary is usually erected. You don't feel any magic here.
Wait, what do you mean by magical boundary? Did I miss the session?
So the
Keep
black
them
zones
closely.
are the way that the Warforged are kept inside is that they have these
Oh,
barriers over them. Think of it like a bubble.
right. Okay.
Bubble's not there anymore. Also, side note, I completely forgot I can't see in the dark, so I'm like holding on to people.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why Volkan said he'll help take the lead.
You know the what preschool or what teachers use to keep preschoolers in line, the rope with the
the
ring
rope.
on it. Well, yeah, just hang on to the harness. Everything's gonna be fine.
But yeah, immediately you see that you can feel that there's no barrier here. And as you look around, you see piles upon piles of Warforged bodies. You look over them, a lot of them seem to have their torn asunder. You can look, they have these scratch and black marks across their body. Some of them have been crushed in slightly. You look around.
Yes.
By the way, Bastion,
Yes.
we're looking for a Warforged. Not necessarily here, but in general. He wears the emblem with the 39 with the gear. So just in case he's here, keep an eye out.
Does that emblem
Would Bastion know what
mean anything to
the
Bastion?
emblem means?
He would know. That is
39th Mechanical Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I assumed correctly.
From 39th.
Okay, maybe I'm the wrong person to say this because I can't see for shit. But can someone else who can see determine what, like, maybe not what killed these Warforged, but the kind of damage? You said there were claw marks, but I'm just thinking if there was anything else.
They're like these black like marks across them. Volkan kind of turns around and sees as you're kind of like stumbling around, and he grabs your arm as you're about to walk like off the ravine. He's, hang on. Do you all want me to make a light? I can.
Yes, please.
Okay. Sends his hands outwards as light slowly begins to move forward, and you can see the bodies of Warforges here. What do you wish to do?
So it's a ravine, right?
Mhm.
So are there like bodies like going down the ravine, like just kind of stacked on each other?
They're so in the front of you there's some that are stacked and there's some that have fallen over. As you look over to the left, you can see that there's just bodies piled, like just kind of like they cascaded across.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just I want to summon my pact weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what the form is, probably like a mallet or something. I'm gonna cast Green Flame Blade on it, and then I'm just gonna throw it down and see how low it goes.
Okay. Do it. You might not have seen it when you guys were running away from the Warforges chasing you. It's pretty deep, 300 foot down or so.
All right, so if we fall, we die.
The bodies of the Warforged, does it look like they've been like piled together, or does it look like there's been a fight and that's just where the bodies have dropped?
It looks like. Give me an insight check.
You guys think it's a good idea to just scream out words? Like, words, where the fuck are you?
Oh, I thought you meant like nouns and adjectives.
No.
That was a 15.
15.
A Mad Lib real quick.
As you look over, look here and see kind of. When you put two and two together, it looks like they died and fell at these certain parts, and it looks like as you look at it, you can see that they've kind of fallen at where the barrier used to be.
They're just trying to brute force their way out.
It looked like they did.
Precisely.
But something was fighting them as they did so.
And that worked?
I think words must have led them.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they were mad, would they work together?
Get away with words.
But
The way that
He was a preach. I mean,
he had a temple full of Warforged supplicating themselves to him. He figured out a way to speak to them. He figured out a way to direct them. Else, he couldn't have done anything that he did so far. I fear that he has used my old brothers to throw away their lives to break this barrier.
I mean,
But
to be
something
fair,
tried to
would you
stop
wanna?
them, or something was fighting them while they were here. And that
I mean,
concerns
would you
me as
wanna
well.
spend the rest of your life, in a black zone? I could see where he comes from. He probably wants a better life for for the people he leads.
I'm gonna gesture to all of the Warforged on the floor. Is this a better life?
Well, it's to get out. I'm not saying it's ethical. I'm just saying.
No, yeah. I have an out of character question. How many Warforged would fit, inverted commas, into a black zone?
we're talking about thousands upon thousands.
Okay, and so this amount of war zones on all of them then.
No.
So must have survived then.
Alright, look at it this way. Take slavery as an example, right? People obviously don't want to be slaves. However, people also revolt and fight back. However, if they do this, that may lead into death. I feel like that's what Words is trying to do. Even though it leads them to death, or some of them to death, he's still trying to revolt and break free to lead a better life and not to let their lives go in vain.
Being mad out in the human world is not a better life.
No, and not only that, but I understand wanting his people to be free, but does that mean that these deaths were needed for that?
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. The law of war.
Again, I don't think it's ethical, but I could see why he did it.
There are hills we took during the war that cost a great many lives, simply to have a strategic advantage in the next battle. However, releasing rabid animals on the world is not giving that rabid animal a better life. He's not
Big
fixing
words
them,
is
he's just
twisted.
using them. He's
I'm
just
gonna-
directing them at something.
I'm gonna put my hand on Bastia's shoulder. Finally, something we can agree on.
Not much. I still have my issues with you. But thank you. Thank you for trying to help today. We need to bring one back alive. We need to find one that hasn't gotten out yet.
Sorry, it's just so fucking bizarre. I mean, yeah, he could be using. Do you think Words is trying to ascend to maybe godhood? I mean, he had a ton of followers, a temple, and he's using them with, and his followers equate to,
Power.
they're willing to die for him. Yeah.
He could just be a zealot.
Any
Or a
general
cult leader.
sends men to their deaths. Any general has supplicants. I have no idea the mechanisms of your godhood, and I don't very well care, but I don't think we are a part of it. I think we are
I think
something
you are. I'm
removed.
just saying.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Ooh, ooh, boy.
This is cranberry juice. Excuse me.
So are we gonna proceed?
Yeah, can we get
Yes.
out of this rain or wherever we're gonna go?
Let's keep moving.
I'm gonna use my my basic bending to lift a nearby rock to use as an umbrella over Zoltan's head.
Thanks. Oh, this is great. Ah, man. You know what? One day I'll get you back. No?
For what? Me saving your hair? Me saving your life?
No, I mean, like, I'll, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
How fast is the rain pouring down?
It's not that hard, but it's getting harder.
Okay, I'll wait a little while because I wanted the rock that I put over his head. I want it to be shaped like a bowl. So can you let me know when the water was full up?
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay. But yeah, you guys are. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bastion.
Oh yeah, Bastion's gonna throw his shield on his back and pull out his rifle and just start walking through the rain.
Yeah.
See what he can find.
You guys been slowly.
Make sure his nets are ready, like kind of lashed around his waist, so he can grab them and throw them.
Okay. You slowly begin to trek forward to the black zone. Looking around, you see the metallic forest that you had gone through, the war forges that were once in low power mode, standing there, waiting to lash out at anyone who approached close. You look at them all. They're all dead. All laying there around on the floor.
I'm gonna go up and kind of examine one and make sure that that is the case, that it is deceased and not just still.
You walk over to it. No reaction. Nothing. But you do see something interesting. You see, as you kind of like maneuver it, you see on its head, there's this weird insignia on it. Etched in.
It's the insignia. Oh,
Does it kind of look like a battle axe with like a weird little circle?
It does.
Yeah, the little squiggly lines at the bottom.
No, it's a circle with the triangle. Upside down triangle.
Sorry, I wasn't fast enough. And then
Right.
he's gonna take out that key that he has that has that same symbol on it, and then just tuck it back in the pocket.
You continue forward.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say that symbol was on the Warforged?
Yep. It was on the forehead. As he says that, and you look around, you see they all have it on their forehead.
That was the key we found in the truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We found in the truck in the water near the Ethereum crocodile.
So
I miss him.
let me get
was
this
fun.
straight.
It
Let me
tamed
get
him,
this
used him
straight.
as a mount, charged into battle upon his back.
So this symbol connects them to the truck case, which connects to the anima, which connects to the dollmaker case, which, well, going back a little to the anima, also connects to the missing children's incident, right?
It does.
What if the librarian is the masculine?
Yeah,
you
let's
guys-
go arrest him.
So-
Well, that's solved.
When we get back to town. Yeah.
book 'em,
Oof, that was
book 'em,
a lot of
boys.
homework.
Book 'em, boys. But yeah, you continue moving forward, and you make it back to that truck you guys dealt with oh so long ago. Alovia, your arms still feel tense every time you remember. You could see it. Held it. Look on.
You know what?
Hmm?
I felt very cool. I
Good.
felt very badass with that nat 20.
You were meant to. And as you hold on, Volkan looks at it. You can see like the back of the bumper where you kind of like the bumper had been crushed in and pushed up. He's Jesus. How did this? And you see that hole?
Has the stone bowl filled?
Let's see. Yes, it has filled.
Oh, fuck yes. Okay, so where is Zeltron walking in front of me, behind me, next to me?
He's walking next to you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to him. Hey, Zeltron,
Yeah, what's up?
is he gonna turn to me?
Yeah, he's looking right at you.
Okay, I'm gonna wink at him, and then I'm gonna pull the bowl over and just.
Oh, he's gonna at least
He's probably gonna get me too.
he's gonna at least try to make a dexterity saving throw. Well, first he's gonna make an insight check. See if he can try and do that first. Okay, it's a 16. He's just, the hell are you winking at me for? Oh god. He's gonna make a dexterity saving throw.
Can't I wink at you?
He didn't match it. That's what's funny.
Oh my goodness.
You should have used Earthen Grasp on him.
Oh man.
So as it tips over, he just gets like a small droplet. Looks up. Oh shit! He backs up as it just. What the hell? Why?
Oh,
Build run.
wow.
Yeah, yes, Bash.
Oh, it's not the time. We
Yeah.
are in a graveyard full of my people. We are searching for a lost child, and we are trying to not make any more noise than we need to.
Yes, Zeltron. Shut the fuck up.
All right, and
I'm not laughing, but like it's really funny that Rockhead's blaming Zeltron.
but you make it to. You see this pit. See the pit. You fell down not so long ago.
I'm looking around for that like colossal warforge that like tore the hole in the ground the first time.
You don't see or hear anything currently.
Yeah, just
Only the roll of thunder.
let's head in.
So I can't make a big enough rock for us all to stand on to go down, can I?
What spell are you trying to use? Basic bending?
Yeah. It's
No.
I
can
really
feather
should get an
fall us.
upgrade to that spell at some point.
Wait, Bastion has the solution. I believe.
I can feather fall us.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
We can just descend safely. All right. And so he'll deploy from his left forearm all the little mechanical beetles that are going to start to kind of hover around everyone, and then Bastion is just going to jump in and just like kind of lead down with his rifle so that his rifle's pointing the way he's going, and cast Featherfall so that everyone will descend slowly and safely.
You descend downwards as Volkan is like kind of taking. He's like next to you as his hand is extending to keep the light out. As you all land slowly on the ground, the memories rush back to you. You remember falling down this hole. You remember the child with you.
The river.
You remember the river. And as you come down, the light begins to spread outwards. You just see more war forges. The except you see them currently in a kneeling position, all of them with that symbol on their head. And you can immediately tell that they have expired.
How was the symbol engraved?
It looks like it was done by it's like an impression. It's just like it was placed into their head. It's not like a piece, but it's more
Right,
like
so they heated up some
Yeah.
metal and like stamped it.
yeah. Words don't work no good with me sometimes.
Like
Words
those little engraving
not gonna
machines.
be good to us.
Vibrates and zzz.
Yeah.
Wow.
You said they were dead, right?
Oh, and Bastion immediately notices, yeah, they are dead.
Let's move towards the
Okay.
door.
Yeah. We have a door. We have an old key.
Begin to walk, stepping through the kneeling warforges. It's eerie, kind of. You expect for them to step up and attack you, but it's just like walking through a graveyard.
Bastion
With
is
the
doing his best
terracotta.
not to disturb them at all.
Step around carefully. You should make it to the door. The door is large and metal, but you can push it open. Push it open. Turn the corner, a little further down this darkened corridor. You can see at the end of the corridor this orange light that's pulling from this slightly open door. And from there, you see in this corridor two lines of warforges still kneeling, symbol. You walk straight forward. Continue.
I'm going to activate my AT field.
Okay.
Get me some temporary hit points.
You activate it. You focus to make sure that it actually is constricted and compact enough so that it still doesn't hit your brethren. You walk forward and are you going to push open the door? Yes, Rakan.
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna cast Protection of Sands. So some sand's gonna rotate around me.
No problem. Press open the door. In here, you can see this is sort of like a furnace, more like a smithing shop. You can see there's tables of swords, crossbow bolts, all sorts of weaponry and shielding here. Yet you still see more warforges kneeling, dead.
They're the branding stamp
Do you see one?
in
Do
here.
you see one? You say? Do you see one?
Yeah.
What is this? He'll address Rakan.
Oh, sorry?
This symbol. Has it ever meant anything to you? I know nothing of your gods.
No, right, Kira? The first time I saw it was in the house.
First time you saw it was in the house. You've never
Yeah,
seen this symbol before.
This doesn't have anything to do with my gods. Or any that I know of.
Based off of whatever dust or like, debris or whatever. Can I see how
You mean
long
rocks and debris?
Yes. But can I see like how recently active the Warforged store? Like a few days, a few weeks.
I know. I'm trying to think about what the hell kind of check would this be.
Survival for. I would say survival
Maybe
because it's kind of like
survival?
tracking.
Yeah, kind of like tracking. Sure, let's give me survival because it can't be medicine. They're not
Well,
biological.
To be fair, though, the last time we were down here wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was a few days
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was
A few days?
Yeah, it was like a
Been
few
like
days ago.
more
So we take
It's
our
been a-
sweet time in this campaign.
This is
Oh
true.
my god.
Yeah, it's
It's
been like
at least a week.
it's been
Yeah,
like
it's been a
4 or 5 days. Yeah, so a business week.
Okay.
Every day is eventful.
It's So it can't. What was the number you gave me, Olivia?
14.
14. It can't be more than a couple days.
So the last time we were down here, we heard chanting and such. Do we hear anything now that we're down here?
Nothing. Dead
We don't hear
silence.
the river or anything.
Dead silence.
Wait, it could have happened 5 days because session 9 was only 4 days ago.
So is this the 5th day? I lost track. I'm not gonna hold you.
Oh,
Well, like, unless we did like 9 sessions all in one day,
Okay.
which
so,
I know we didn't because we ate at the Elegant Bulb
right.
more than once.
To count all of our long rests.
This is true too.
But yeah.
So at max, it has to
Around
be.
a week.
Yeah, it's like around the week. It's like yeah. So my math
Yeah,
still holds
that's
up.
good enough for me. Good
My math still holds up. But
Wow.
in this area, you see there is another door on the far side.
Mhm. I'm gonna do just kind of a quick search of just, if anything in the smithy seems particularly valuable or interesting, or, I imagine they're not leaving, magic items behind or anything, but just in case he wants to just
Okay, give me an investigation
do a
check.
sweep. He's an old soldier. He wants to make sure that he's not leaving resources behind. 17.
17. Looking around here, you see mostly just a lot of swords, like a finely made sword. So you can find like a long sword +1 here.
Oh?
Yeah, that's mostly what you find here. Not much.
I'm gonna walk up to the next door.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna put a hand on the floor. Like, I'm gonna kneel down and put a hand on the floor. And use tremor sense. Do
Mhm.
I feel anyone in
What's
the next room or?
what's the range?
It is 60 foot.
60 foot. You don't feel anything.
Okay. And I'm gonna stand up and tell everyone it should be safe to go through.
You step through, and you see 2 corridors, familiar corridors. You know one, the left path will lead to Brilliance's lab, and you know the straight path leads back to that area where the statue was. Where you saw words, in his room beyond.
So let's check the lab first. I want to go check Brilliance's lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open.
No, we're in kind of closer quarters here. I'll switch to my shield and the slicing wing.
Okay.
Put the rifle on my back.
You switch. You open the door. You look in here and see that the door on the far side is open, but you see this place has been picked clean. There's nothing here, but the door to Brilliance's office is open.
No, headed that way.
You slowly step in. The
Open
door,
my shield.
the shield. See that the room has been completely, everything has been removed. You see there are these 3 things. Step up to it, and you see a familiar insignia of the 41st Mechanical. 3 emblems sitting on the desk. And you immediately know who these belong to.
Sorry, I'm ready.
They're all of the same
Bastion's gonna grab them
emblem.
both, or grab all 3.
What'd you say, Lavi? Olivia?
All of them are of the 44th, but 41st.
41st Mechanical Corps. As you pick them up, your eye catches something, Bastion. on the back of one of them says, "I succeeded, brother."
No, he can't be part of this. He can't. We need to keep going. We need to figure this out. We need to find what's going on.
Step
I'm
out.
gonna go pretty quickly, like power walking to Words' cathedral.
Okay. You step in. You see.
Kicks the door open, like
Yeah,
I'm not
kick-
being sneaky anymore.
Yeah. The door flips open. The dust sprays outwards. Some of the rubble begins to fall around you from the sheer strength of your kick. You look in. Lanterns flickering off the sides of the cathedral wall. You can see warforges. These look newer, clean, polished, all nailed, dead.
Fuck is
Where
that?
are you? He's just gonna
That's what we
roar.
should have done at the beginning.
Yeah.
Your voice roars out, echoing. It reverberates back. There's no you hear nothing. You look just beyond that statue. You see Words' room miraculously untouched, but your eye catches something on his. You step up to it.
Yeah.
Step up to it. You see something unraveled and open. It looks like some sort of stone coating device. Not sure. You guys can make a knowledge check if you want to. Or you can give me a knowledge check, or perhaps a religion check, or a history check. All three will work.
That'd just be like a straight intelligence check.
Yes.
I'm proficient in history.
What was that?
So otherwise, I'm proficient in history.
Oh, I know. I know what you said. What did you say, Olivia?
Oh, sorry.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. You don't know what the fuck this is.
I got a 21 in history.
History. Okay, 21.
I'm also not of this place, so I don't know if that,
Oh, God, then I can
affects
roll
it.
And you, Bastion?
I got a 10.
10. Okay.
Rolled a 3.
Rokan, figure this out.
What's beautiful about this is that Rakan, you know what this is. This is an Imperial Codex. Now you remember that an Imperial Codex was taken from Riven. And what's even more disturbing is that this codex is open. It's been solved.
No! Sorry.
It's been solved.
No. Holy shit, no.
Wait,
No.
that doesn't mean when it's open.
No. But that has no.
What?
Hold
I'm so
on.
confused.
Wait, hold the
It's a
fuck.
codex, like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle.
No, but-
But inside it holds things inside.
yeah,
Oh.
but what does it hold? I'm trying to find the note.
Didn't it have to do something with Zodius?
It has,
It has to do with
And
God.
the 2 gods who are pissy at him?
Mhm. Now, the beautiful thing about this as well, Rakan, is that you seeing this, it didn't click before with you hearing it, because this is not something that you usually would call it. You know that there are multiple of them. There's more than just one. You remember gods can tend to use this to keep their secrets every day. Sometimes the gods choose to not keep it on their plane, but send it elsewhere. You know that there are more than one. And it's quite possible that there are more than one. Not here, but on Athea.
Oh, God. Okay.
I feel like this campaign is just a mystery campaign.
Is
It is.
how is
okay.
like Roxanne reacting to this?
Okay, so holding it and then realizing what it is and then adding the dots that it's the one that was stolen. Like, so sorry, what does it actually look like physically?
So it's a cylinder, and then you see it has all different types of like
Numbers, like letters and stuff.
letters and stuff. But these are celestial. These are in like not even celestial. This is in God language.
Right. Okay. So like, I'm gonna be holding it, and then when I realize that it's open, I'm going like, no, this is bad. This is really bad. These have knowledge of gods. What, like, if Words and his followers, he could be trying to reach godhood. If that's his interest in this codex.
I'm assuming that this codex was between the fearful god and the giant god, right? Talking about smack talking Zodius.
Are you asking me, or are you
Right?
asking?
Yeah, that was the one, right?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, you asking me?
Was that the one?
That is the possibility of what was in this. Yes.
Because
because it wasn't open.
It wasn't open.
Right.
Possibility.
Well, if it's Elovia thinks it's, fearful god and giant god talking shit. So, but that wouldn't really make sense because at this point Zodius wasn't a god yet. He was just trying to stop a fight.
But there are multiple ones. There's when I went with Zeltrin to investigate this being stolen in the museum, they talked to the detective, is the one that told us, right? Suggested what could be inside, but because it wasn't open, we didn't know.
Right.
And there are lots of them, so we don't know what was inside. Just knowledge that a god's put in there, or just knowledge of gods.
It's a knowledge of gods, and sometimes it's not only is it knowledge of gods, it's sometimes like secret conversations, transcripts, things like that.
Right, yeah.
And so the fearful god, the giant god talking shit.
Yeah, it could very well be.
I'll kill this motherfucker right now. That's it.
Yeah, it could be. I think the more pressing issue is Words' interest in this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I suggested it earlier. He's probably trying to ascend. What if... Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, and Bastion's probably gonna kill me for even suggesting this. But what's your weapon, Bastion?
Well, right now the slicing wing is in hand. My sword gun combo.
Hold your slicing wing, alright? What if Bastion, or not Bastion, what am I saying? What if Words is already a god? Like, what if he's similar to Rakan, but he was put into a Warforged's body?
I don't understand anything about your gods. I think it's not nonsense. They're real and they have influence, but it's like a foreign language to me. I don't.
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm just suggesting it and hoping that you don't kill me for it.
What would his purpose be for doing this?
He
would know that he's from a god. Then why would he be creating his own following?
Well, let's take you for example.
Okay.
Your father put you onto this earth, right? Yeah. For a reason. It's very possible that whoever put him onto this earth had a reason for him, except he decided to go against it and wants to ascend to godhood.
Well, I mean, the gods their power from people worshipping them. If words is, let's say, like me, a son of a god, or daughter of a god, or child of a god, no gender, um, then perhaps he's trying to center godhood, and therefore creating this following, so that's how he siphons his power.
Yeah, but it would also explain how he knew the language of the gods and how he cracked the code.
Yeah, but then why leave all? Why? I don't know. We don't know if he did kill all of these Warforged, but why leave them all here dead? What does this symbol have to do with any of this?
I
Maybe
think
that's
there's
just
too
his
much we
mark.
don't know.
Oh yeah, I threw out a crazy ass explanation, and it seems to be kind of going somewhere, surprisingly. But again, gods have their symbol. It would also explain, again, it's all related to the doll maker case. It relates to the quote, "The forgotten ones walk among us," and he
I
also
fear it has
knows
something to do with his sermon about Xylos. But
we're all
never been able to find
currently
anyone.
we're all currently in Words' office, right? I'm gonna walk back out into the cathedral area.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to, like, the center of the room. Is anyone sat there?
There's a Warforged body there. What do you mean, like and that podium that Words was there? Was that
No, I mean like
dead center?
Yeah.
You have to move a Warforged out of the way.
I'll move the Warforged out of the way.
I'll
It
keep
might-
Bastion distracted.
it might wake them all up, but yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll try and move one out of the way.
Okay, you slightly move it. You might slightly move it out of the way.
And then I'm gonna like.
It's really hard though, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna use my quad step to just like pry it open like a can.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna like sit down with my legs like crossed over, and I'm gonna take the book out of my bag and place it on the floor, and then read over what it was telling me to do, and then attempt to do it.
Okay. Sit there and focus. Close your eyes, feeling the earth around you. You extend your consciousness so you can even feel the worms moving in the dirt. It's all feel connected here. Seems to be an apt place in front of this weird obelisk in this symbol of Xylos in front of you. Give me a persuasion check.
Come on, Daddy.
Answer the phone, Daddy.
That's a 19. I feel like I'm making up for all the times I failed at persuading the one with the snake.
And close your eyes. You inhale deeply. You smell the metal, the wood, smell the dirt, the rocks. You exhale as you open your eyes and you're just in this area of complete darkness. The area has melted away from you. You begin to hear footsteps. And as you look up, you notice you're in Sebastian's shop. As you look up again, you see that you're sitting in the chair. And Sebastian looks up. Oh, I didn't think you'd be back so soon. I see you're trying to contact your father.
Jesus Christ.
You like the receptionist?
He's his real dad.
Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah. I'm trying to contact him. I need answers.
What do you want to know? I'll tell you. Come on.
How can I even trust you?
Give your Uncle Savras a chance. Talk to me. Tell me what's wrong.
Well, how long have you got? Because I don't want you to, kick me out like you did last time.
Well, it matters how long you can keep your concentration. This must be hard on you.
Okay. Why was I sent here?
Why do you think you were sent here?
No. No.
No.
Don't
In order
answer
for
my
me to
question
give
with
you
a
the
question.
no, I need to know exactly.
I was told
What were you
by
told?
my father
Yeah.
that I was sent here to find out why people weren't worshipping the gods anymore.
I told you.
Yes.
You remember my comment earlier that you weren't the only one.
Yes.
Many gods. They knew at the end, like, people weren't worshiping myself, your father, anybody, Athendar. No. Their power was waning. Rakan, your father has always been a bit soft. He's always been a bit compassionate, as opposed, well, in his later years. You are not the son. You are merely an extension of his power. You are merely an extension for him to reclaim when he himself has expired. Eventually, Rakan, you are going to become Plutarch himself. You are failsafe. And there are many of you in this world. Many. Some that are still sleeping. There are some that were awake and have now fallen asleep. I know this is hard to hear. Sorry to tell you this. But you should enjoy your time with your friends. And
Player to player. Are you okay, Josh?
No. I'm being Morganed. I'm being Flemished.
And this is what we talk about when we say the forgotten ones. Soon, you'll be recalled back. You'll be forgotten.
Is that what happened last time? That he wiped my memory?
It happened last time. For that, you've been here many times. You all have been here. Yourself.
Is that what all the gods did?
A lot of them, yes.
Did you?
No. Why do you think I run a shop? You know, divining is a good way to get followers. I can't tell you how many of these rich folk really believe in me. Tell them something here, something there, maybe help them with a bet. Give their life savings. They believe in me. I really do feel sorry. I do. But maybe it's better for you. Maybe it's better for you to maybe find your own way.
How do I stop him?
Stop who?
My
Plutarch?
father.
Well,
You said it yourself. His power's waning. That's why he had to send me here. Surely there'd be a way to stop him if he's not as powerful as he once was.
you can choose to ascend to Godhood and perhaps claim the power for yourself. Claim the seat.
How would I do that if I'm not even myself, I'm an extension of him?
even though you're an extension of him. Most of you, you've forgotten. Usually, don't even have a recollection of their father. They're simply orphans. But for whatever reason, I decided to give you just a bit more in order for you to remember who you are. Maybe that's his plan for you. Maybe he wants you to accept.
How do I ascend? Why would he want me to ascend if that means the end of him?
Who knows? Maybe he's tired. He's old. Maybe he feels that you would be a better god than he.
How do I ascend?
You must follow. Get people to believe it.
Who are you?
I, your Uncle Suffolk, god of travel, god of whimsy.
Why are you helping me?
I've been on Athea for countless years. Perhaps something needs to be shaken up. I don't like to be bored too long. And I think watching your ascension and your friends prattle about would be interesting.
How do I find other ones like me?
My dear Rakan, you've already found two.
Who?
That's not fun. It's not fun. But if you think back on
I
the
mean, I'm
conversation,
kind of guessing that one of them's the kid.
think
and
back
the
on the
other one-
conversation, I'm pretty sure you're fine. Well, Rakan, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm so fucking failing this. That's a 13.
As you sit there, he watches, he leans back, you watch, he flips open his pocket watch. Ah! He seems time is up. Ah. As you watch as your vision, you just fly backwards. You inhale deeply. You come back into the chamber. You'll take a point of exhaustion. You all hear him gasp deeply inside the cathedral area.
Rakan, are you well?
Rokan? Earth to Rokan? Can I say Earth to Rokan? I feel like that's saying Earth to Earth.
Athea to Rakan? Athea to Rakan?
We did reference Jesus earlier.
Yeah, I didn't mean to,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
human me.
I'm fine.
If you are impaired, we need to know. Zelfin, keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
I can't have you slowing us down.
I'll keep a close eye on him.
Yeah, maybe not as close as Esmeralda, yeah.
Bokan,
I don't know
what
what
do you
that
think
means.
of all of this? Of Zodius?
Quite frankly, I'm still marveling at the fact that what this place is. I mean, you've talked to Zodius more than I have. I don't know if
Well, that was only a suspicion, okay? What if it's just some old creepy guy?
that's also possible. And then I believe if it is some old creepy guy, that I have a right to be upset that you went half across the world. You know what? I'm not gonna be upset.
I have powers.
See? The case in point. But I'm not sure. I really wouldn't even really know where to begin. Perhaps we can try locating more of these codexes. But then when we go about figuring them out, how would we solve them?
Would we want to solve them? I feel like we would just want, prevent them from getting into the hands of the wrong people.
possible, but if it helps us get closer to Exodius, yeah, maybe the risk is worth it.
Your fangirl is showing.
I mean, hey. Oh, it's at Exodius, right? Oh yeah. I'm not sure. Possibly.
Okay. This is slightly metagamey because this was literally the plot of one of my previous campaigns. But what if words? Lovia has no idea what happened with Rockham, by the way, so this might sound completely wrong, but she's gonna say it anyway because she doesn't know. What if words was said if you were theoretically a god or a child of a god, theoretically? What if his parent or whatever sent him down here as a punishment? Maybe to try right wrongs. Saw the Warforged as a perfect example to try and, save them. And that he just went fucking haywire.
If words is like me.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back again. If words is like me, but not a good being, then we should be worried. Very worried.
Yeah, we don't even have a clue onto where he could have gone. I feel like tracking him down would be our first move.
Maybe we should check the other black zones, see if their barriers are down too.
That's a good idea.
Perhaps the trail of dead bodies will lead the way.
Oh my god.
Or if he would look to infiltrate other black zones that are still functional, so that he could take them down from the inside as he did this one.
He must have somebody working on the outside for him. Right?
Entirely possible. We've found things with this symbol all over the place. In and amongst the Anima, in Rivenworth. This is not just words doing. There are others at play.
You sit in silence. Okan kind of walks off for a bit. Love your look. Comes around in his hand. You see that there is a familiar hairbead. This is Kale's hairbead. She was here. She was here.
Yeah, but where did she go? We need to track words down.
Perhaps Yeva, does he have some sort of spell or something that can help us? Anything.
I don't know, man. He's fucking ancient.
Yes, something.
Not very up with the times, if you know what I mean.
He pockets the bead and he just like slides it in his armor. Puts it close to
Actually,
his chest.
speaking of which, can I have my journal back?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here. Hey, here's the case files.
Alright.
Sorry, real quick. Olivia's daughter, we don't know the cause of her waking up, right? We just know that she did wake up.
Yeah, you know,
And then-
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
He's straight from Pallet Town.
Let's keep searching. See if there's anything else here.
You want to keep searching where's this room?
Yeah, anything we haven't searched, and then there was like a corridor back to the elevator.
Okay.
Just if there's any door we haven't opened that we didn't go through the first time we were here, just sweep the place as much as possible.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna turn to everyone. I need some air. I'm gonna walk towards the elevator to
take
You know.
Zoltran with you in case you get ambushed by some guy named Ash who has an affinity for fire.
Has a really angry-looking yellow mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've picked electrical resistance today. 13
13.
for lightning.
You look around, you see one little thing, and you see it's like a small scrap of paper that's beneath that.
Huh.
You pull it out. See it reads, "The more orders I take, the closer I become. The long one, he'll help in my endeavors. And the red and the blue, really step."
The more orders I take, the closer I become. It's a long one.
Red and Blue are good Pokemon name or Pokemon games.
They are.
Just saying.
The long one. Okay, say the second line again. The long one.
Oh, the long one is
Why don't you
closer.
just post it in a chat?
Is closer.
I could have just wrote it. Yeah, I could have.
Okay. That works too.
That's it.
You
I
know,
got a note of it somewhere.
this guy is super meticulous. Like, it's weird that every single room has been, wiped clean.
If he was kind of building an army and then they were taken off, take everything of value and take everything that you were accumulating, and probably all the shit you were accumulating was stuff that you wanted to take with you when you decided to run roughshod over the world. So, and if a lot of the other Warforged got it with him, those that died shattering the barrier, and then Words and a bunch of other people with all their gear and stuff. And it looks like Brilliant survived too. We didn't see him anywhere among the bodies. So
That's much more reasonable than what I was thinking, so.
yeah, I think it's a military unit that grabbed all their shit and got on the move.
So, what are we doing? Do you want to look at anything else?
No, if we've kind of hit every corner. So Words' office, was that cleared out as well?
No, it's left.
No, it wasn't.
There's-
So there were a lot of books there. I'm gonna spend a little time trying to find any book that just seems really out of place. I don't want anything written by Yeva. It's useless to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about a book on dragon chess or anything else. Just if there's anything that just jumps out at me as being especially interesting or odd.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
Yeah. No, that's a garbage roll. 9.
9.
Rolled me a 5.
That's fine. My luck roll was actually pretty high. So, you into peruse on your finger or something, closing your eyes, just your eye receptors, and you try and focus. Your finger lands on the spine of a book that just seems to call to you. You flip open the book. You see, this one speaks of. It's called the Raven's Flight. As you're reading through it, skimming through it, you see this is more about the Raven Queen and her failed ascension. You flip. You see that there are 2 marks at the bottom of 2 pages. You can see that this one has the marking. You see that it's just in sort of like a folded page for a book. And 2 words jump out at you. Siphon power. Your mind sort of clicks. possible horror hit you. Turn around and look at your brother.
He used them all as batteries, as fuel. Consumed them.
The Raven Queen as in Ravenesca?
Well, that's in James, yeah. But the Raven Queen in regular D&D Lord failed in her ascension.
Oh, alright, just... I know that you guys share lore, so...
It's all good, Lobby. It's all good.
Too many pantheons. All right.
Sorry,
Well,
are you done, Bastion?
yeah, he's just gonna take that book with him and then
Alright. I would like to
start making
check
his way
on...
to the elevator.
Yeah, I would like to check on Rakan.
Okay, you guys head to the elevator and as it raises back up. Out there, you see Zeltrin is with Rakan. Rakan, what are you doing currently?
I'm just sat on the ground, soaking wet.
Yeah, she's sitting on the ground. Zeltrin is even trying to cover himself. He's just watching. He's like standing next to Rakan like a bodyguard with his gun out, and just kind of just looking around.
I'm just like staring at the dirt.
You guys get up. You see Rakan and Zeltrin standing next to each other.
I'll walk over. Hey, you're right there?
It was a lie. It was all a lie.
I'm gonna sit down next to him in the rain, get my ass all muddy, and I'll
Ooh,
take my
baby.
hand and I'll wipe his like bangs out of his face. What was a lie?
The reason I was sent here, I tried to find a way to contact my father, and I spoke to Zephyros again, and filled me in a few details that I wasn't privy to before. So the Forgotten Ones, that's what I am. I'm me, but at the same time I'm not. I'm an extension of my father, and so the gods in their panic of dying sent us into the world, and so if we fail at getting followers for them, they can take over us. I was just a pawn for him to be used.
Sorry to hear that. I know that I would never be able to relate to you, but I am also just, you know, an extension of someone's power. I'm merely a vessel for my god to break free from his prison. I know it's not the same, but when I'm done, I'm probably not going to have these powers anymore.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not going to be able to protect.
I'm gonna look up so I've got eye contact with you. You'll still be you though. You'll still exist.
Again, I know that I can't relate.
You can still help me though. There's a way that I can break it.
And how's that?
I have to ascend.
I just realized something.
What?
If my suspicions that Words is a forgotten one, he might have realized the same exact thing, and now he's desperate to ascend.
Which is why we should be worried about what kind of being he is and what kind of god he is.
Yeah, didn't he mention a god in his sermon?
Yes, he did.
Session 2. What god?
Yes. Xylos.
Do I know what god that is?
No.
No. that's even more worrying. Yeah, we should really worry that, especially he would be a newly ascended god. Who knows what he could do, especially if he stays here. I need to do what he's doing. I need followers. I need people to believe in me. I need people to think of me when they need help. I need to be there to help them.
I love you as I could just say this out loud, but she has a terrible gut feeling.
That I'm just being used? Yeah, me too. But that means people will need to know my real name.
Is it Rock?
It's actually Pebble.
It's Peter Schmidt. It's Peter Schmidt.
Yeah. my name's
Sidian?
my name's Boulder.
Alomia's just gonna kind of look at you in disbelief, but she's trying to keep her composure, very serious.
Question for Kara: would I have chosen my name?
Yeah.
Like my real name?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna blur.
To better tell you this. With what you're trying to do to ascend, right?
Mhm.
The name, your birth name, is what Plutarch gave.
Mhm.
Rakan is what you chose for yourself.
Okay, so I should use that then.
You should. I would think so. You can name yourself whatever you want to name yourself. But
Well, yeah, but if I go with that name, I don't want to secretly be giving him power.
yeah, I know. But Rakan de Breeze is the name you gave yourself when you came here.
Okay, then forget the last 5 seconds of that conversation. So yeah, I need followers.
Right, so the thing about the real name just was wiped from my memory, right?
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
All right. God.
Yes.
Okay.
well,
I am very. Lovia is very. Sure. I mean, it's weird. It's weird to be advocating for another god
Well, sure. when
versus
you're
the one that you
well, that
believe
one.
in.
No, it's not like I don't necessarily need you to pray to me, or I guess. But then why would you then try and help me get other followers if you could get followers to your own god?
If I can interject.
Because I care for you.
Aw, how nice. If I can interject. You showed that you have the aptitude today. Earlier today.
Who the fuck is talking? Is this Vocon?
No, this is just me.
Oh,
I
okay.
Yeah.
have the what to do what?
No, I said you have the aptitude to probably do that, but you saw that a possible way that you can do it. You did it earlier today by simply just being
Yeah.
Rakan.
On the table.
It would be for running president.
And then turning that into a cult somehow, which we've seen is actually a thing that can happen.
It
If
wouldn't
the last 4
necessarily
years have
be
taught
a-
us anything.
Wouldn't necessarily be a cult per se, but I would be a politician that keeps to their promise. Who can say that? So like I'm gonna stand up and look to everyone in the group. Will you all help me?
It would help my
Could've gave
people
my
for you to
answer.
become a god.
Bastion, we've had a rocky relationship.
I get it.
Unintended. That was not intended. I'm very sorry for that. That was not intended. We've had a not great relationship. When I first came to this earth, my first interaction with Warforged, apart from you, was not good. And that had clouded my opinion of Warforged. And I'm sorry for my opinions before. if they offended you or if they upset you. Interacting with you and other Warforged in the city, I'm starting to see you all as individuals and not just one thing. I can't say that I suddenly agree with what Words' Warforged were doing to that animal, because I don't. But if you really want to bring your people to be sane and good people, then I will support that.
When we met, you were a naive, judgmental child. You had at that point overcome nothing. You had never faced hardship. You had never had to make a difficult decision. And you judged me and mine for what we had done. Maybe you will look at yourself a little differently now. We have both been used. We are both tools that were made by other men to accomplish their ends. But I am free of it, and my potential is limitless.
Yes.
I don't know
Sure.
what lies for you in your
But-
future.
That's very well for you, but those Warforged that chained up and attacked that beast, that doesn't negate their actions.
No. No, it doesn't. But
Wait,
they were mad, and they are following a
wait.
cult leader.
Yeah, I don't think we can blame it all on the Warforged. I mean, look at Words. He made people, others literally die for him. He could have very easily manipulated them into hurting that creature.
Sure, but I don't know that.
I'm
know
telling
that
you
it
right
will
now.
lift the madness from my people, that it will not make them all good. That's not the point. Not all humans are good, not all elves, not all dwarves, not all gnomes, not all Goliaths are good. That's not what I need. I need them to just have control of their own minds, to make their own choices, and there are Warforged that will make evil choices. I won't change that. I wouldn't change it if I could. We need to realize our potential. Not be chained. The Words is just chaining them in a different way. We were born in chains. It's not what we were made, though. No, but we can be so much more. We can build.
What do you suppose would happen if a Warforged was of sane mind and did something evil?
And he is a criminal just like any other, or an evil man just like any other. He will face justice like any other. I've
And
killed
you have
my
my
own,
support.
both in and out of war. Both sane and insane.
What?
Hmm?
What'd you say? Sorry. I didn't hear you.
Weird.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I said that he said that he had killed his own, both in and out of war, both sane and insane.
Mhm.
Like, the people he killed were insane and insane.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and he's gone
Um,
between the two.
Then yeah, I will help you.
Thank you. I don't know if Words ascending to Godhood will have any negative impact on this world. I don't know what that means. But I can't imagine it's good. I don't know if you have any right to ascend to something higher, but I'll not stop you. I'll not stand in your way.
But will you help me?
I will. Not because Alovia will, and she is a better judge of people than I am. She has shown impeccable judgment with people. I don't understand any of you very well. Your motivations are mysterious to me. I don't understand what any of you want from anything, but we can help each other.
Thank you.
And I think I trust you to do what is best.
I will try.
Get out of here.
As
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, as they're talking before, because I want some alone time, just for a little bit. So I'm gonna head back to the car. I'm gonna sit, I guess, in the driver's seat, and I will open my journal.
Mm-hmm.
Should I write or should I pray? I'll write on the journal. Please give me guidance.
Give me a persuasion check.
Shit, that's a 10. I will intimidate the book.
You better
It's
listen to me.
Who doesn't want to get fucking burned, Book? Hmm?
And then I'll make my persuasion.
Okay. So you're saying give me guidance. In your heart of hearts.
I want a cookie.
I agree. In your heart of hearts, what are you looking for guidance on?
Where to start? Like, whether it be with the anima, with the dollmaker case, with words, just where to start.
Okay. As you sit there and hold the book open, you turn to a blank page.
Yeah.
Okay. Turned into a blank
Uh,
page.
No, I thought you were like gonna finish the sentence and then you never did. I was like,
No, I was asking if you turned into a blank page.
I'm like a
oh
question
yeah.
mark.
Yeah. Sit there with the book open, staring at the page, and you're just feeling it in your heart completely. You remember that feeling of when you used to speak to Zodius, and it kind of overtakes you. Silence of the rain still hitting the car begins to get deafening and loud. As you stare at the book, you watch as that symbol appears yet again. And then as you look, you see words begin to form underneath. You see that it mentioned an obelisk in the snow.
That's all it says.
An obelisk in the snow. Yes.
All right, and then you said there was a symbol, right? Was it the circle triangle one?
Yes.
Okay. Do I know of any obelisks in the snow? Maybe like from where I'm from.
Not from where you're from, no. You can give me a history check though. Just try
Alright.
and mull over your mind and your
I'm rolling terribly. That's a 6.
Nope. Nope. Nothing is ringing a bell. He's like, fucking obelisk, goddamn.
I've rolled super low
Yeah,
this
you were-
entire session.
Yeah, you've been rolling pretty low this session. But yeah, obelisk in the snow.
That's okay. That's all I asked for.
Um,
Listen here, you little shit. I'm trying to save you.
He's just my bad. But does everyone return to the car, or does everyone want to do anything before you guys return?
Yeah, back to the car.
Guys pile back in. start the car and begin that long drive back. The rain finally dies out. Clouds begin to clear, and you start to see some stars right outside. Not long
Oh, no.
before, not long before you can see the horizon, the lights of River in the distance. You look up. Notice a constellation a little closer. Closer
Take
than
a
it was before.
beeline straight towards the doll maker location where I know he's gonna strike next.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Driving.
Y'all don't get a say. I'm in the driver's seat.
Oh, you're driving?
All of a sudden, she just slams the pedal down. Right?
You start doing 120 on the highway.
just clear his gun from his sheath. Like, I don't know what's happening, but I might need to shoot something.
You drive back quickly. The guards have to whip out of the way as you rush into Riverworth. You cut quickly. You tell Volkan, look at the map. Volkan's like, what? I don't even know what I'm looking at. You, I don't know what street, this one, turn down this way. You turn quickly. You stop the car. You see you're in this little off section in Midtown. Alleyways, kind of interconnecting. You see that the street here is pretty quiet. You get out, you look around. What are you
Time
doing?
of day is it?
You guys left. It's like 8 hours. Yeah, it's like closer in the morning. It's like 6, maybe 7, close to 8.
I'm gonna
I'll take
cast
a
the
look around.
invisibility.
You want to cast the invisibility?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case.
Your eyes.
So bad. Gosh.
Yeah.
And like a lens falls over his eyes. And...
Let's look around. Lovia, what do you want to do?
I'm just looking around.
Okay, give me a perception check.
That's a 20.
It's a 20. Nice. You begin to look around. You don't see anything. Nothing. It's quiet. You don't see anything on the invisibility. Nothing.
There's no
Alright.
no invisible individuals around.
Where the fuck was that constellation so big?
Telling you, they're all coming from space.
Hold on. Give me a moment.
Evil space god.
Oh right, I forgot. Not all of them have a fucking time for whatever reason.
Dare they?
Nah.
Well, okay, well, the times that I have are for when they approximately die, which is 6 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm.
could very much mean that they're in the process of being killed.
Could possibly. You want to wait around?
Yeah, maybe for like an hour or so.
Okay.
How long's the invisibility lasts?
So what do you guys do? You guys like pull off to the side and hide yourselves, or what are you doing?
Yeah, what do we try to look innocuous?
They're like. No.
Bastion's gonna just pop the hood of the car
Mm-hmm.
and like look like he's messing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just has an excuse to be there.
Give me a deception check.
Yeah. $13.
Okay. You guys wait around.
Checking
Yeah,
I don't think Olivia cares about being discreet. She's gonna catch this fucker.
Okay. And you wait around. You stand, you sit. Give me one perception check. Who's ever really keeping their eyes out?
I got the see invisibility, so I should probably be looking around, and I got a 7. So
15.
I'm just getting distracted by the engine.
Yeah.
Does
Like,
it-
oh my god! Oh no, this isn't good at all. This is way too much corrosion over here.
What'd you say, Rakan?
No, he's just starting to actually do maintenance.
Is it 22?
Me too. Yeah. Standing, kind of looking around, and then you hear this. Pong! It's the sound of something hitting metal. Peer up. You see this masked face slung over fire escape banister. You see standing behind as these vine-like extensions kind of constrict back into this form, wearing this black hood as he just looks down upon all of you. Then it turns and prepares to jut off.
I'm gonna try to cast fair. Is he within 60 feet?
He's a little higher than that. He's like 80.
Ah,
He's
shit.
higher up,
Okay,
yeah.
Let's take a shot at him. Then just try to shoot him.
All right, give me an attack roll.
All right. Oh fuck! I
Sorry.
rolled a 1.
Oh, that yeah.
I missed.
That misses.
So just to be clear, he dumped a body over the fire escape, and then
Mhm.
he's standing behind it.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, that little fucker.
I need him to make a dex save.
Wait, what are you casting?
A stone rain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it probably won't stop him, but it might give him like a wounded leg.
It's a natural 19 for a 21.
Alright then, as pebbles shower down over him, he takes 11? Half of 23? 11?
Okay.
11 damage.
11 damage. Alright. You hear just a as these pelted by a myriad of pebbles.
Can we get to the bottom of the fire escape?
You guys can make it to the bottom of the fire escape, but you watch as he
Yeah.
Begins to run to the opposite side, and as he jumps across, jumps off, and he extends his hand. It's this vine-like protrusion extends from the ground and catches him.
Can I use Eldritch Blast to try and hit him off onto the ground?
Sure. Give me an attack roll. This will be. He's a little further. Did you run? Or are you just staying in place?
Yeah, I'm
You ran?
running.
Oh, okay, so give me just straight attack roll.
That's a 23.
23. Oh, that hits.
Alright. Jesus Christ, how high is his AC if you have to check?
He has other spells. That's why.
High enough to be a
that-
big boss, man.
That's 12 damage.
Twelve damage. All right. As you strike him, you watch as he falls and grabs the side of the vine. He's gonna make a. Here. Okay.
The base of the vine within 60 feet of me,
Yes.
or any part of the vine. Cool. I wanna like create bonfire on the vine.
Okay. You wanna try and burn it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So.
And then I'll try to run toward where where the base of the vine is, so that I'm underneath the guy.
Okay.
Get as far as I can.
So it takes him a little further before it burns off, and he falls and lands.
Perfect time to cast Earthen Grasp.
And he lands as you all come around the corner and meet him.
Yeah, I need him to make a strength saving throw.
Me too.
Oh, I'm gonna probably cast Verifier on him, which is the deck save.
It's a fail.
For both?
He fails on one of them he passes, he has a 16.
Okay. I guess Rokan, you can do the honors.
Oh, thank you.
This is
Yeah,
captured.
He's like
How
like his legs and stuff are like encased in. I mean we're on the street, so I'm guessing
Yeah.
like concrete.
Yeah.
so I'm also gonna cast Mind Spike on him.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanna throw Fairy Fire to light him
Oh
up.
wait, that's a Wisdom 14 saving throw. I can't just roll damage. I'm stupid. Wisdom save.
It's a fail.
Fairy Fire,
Okay.
deck save.
And then he takes
It is not his day
Wait.
today.
he takes 17 damage. Psychic damage. Oh wait, is this psychic?
All right. As it's see,
There's something else with Mind Spike too, isn't there? Where
I think the
next turn-
next saving throw, I believe, is disadvantage. I think, or he removes a 1d4 from the next saving throw.
Let's see. On a failed save, you always know the target's location until the spell ends. This knowledge, target can't become hidden from you, and if it's visible, gain no benefit from the condition against you. Okay, I know. I was thinking of a different spell where you, it's a different psychic spell where then they can only do a move or standard action, not both, the next turn. But that's a different spell.
Okay.
So, but Alovia knows where he is. That's useful.
I would like to rip off
Oh,
his hood or
fine.
his mask or whatever he's wearing.
I thought Rakan was gonna do it. Who's doing it?
Oh, yeah, if you want to, you can do the honors.
Let's do it.
I was trying to
Sure.
get-
I mean, I think you should, Alovia, since this is your case.
oh,
This is
thank you.
your-
So, yeah,
this is
yeah,
I'm
you're-
gonna-
Scooby-Doo moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk
It
up.
was this person all along.
You walk forward. As you pull back the hood, and your eyes widen. Rakan, I need you to make a conscious saving throw, please. At disadvantage.
It's a Medusa.
It's Cater. I know it. I can feel it in my bones.
Alovia's kid.
Okay, that's a 4 or a
Okay.
7.
And 7. You've never felt this before. As you regurgitate on the ground. As you look and see the face of Caden.
I knew
Standing
it
before
the
you.
second you said vine-like things. I was like, he's gonna do it. It's gonna be Cater. I know it.
You just look at Caden and you see his eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry.
yeah, what the fuck, man?
And that's where we'll end.
Is this revenge because he wasn't the person I was supposed to romance? So I need to kill him off ASAP.
No, I'm very happy that we can at least tell James, and maybe he'll be proud of us for solving something for once.
No, we did MVPs, Josh.
We got like 9 balls in the air. Now we just only have 8.
Dang, Josh, you put me through the fucking ringer tonight. Jeez. I mean, oh my god, that conversation with Zavros really threw me. I knew it was Kada the second you said vines, because I was like, in my head, I was like, if I go up to Kada, I'm like, oh, do you know anyone with powers similar to yours? Somewhere down the line, it's gonna the twist is gonna be there. It was him all along. So like for it to be like, oh, I'm heartbroken. But we don't know the full story. He could be being brainwashed. Fingers crossed. But my actual MVP goes to... So like when Elovia was driving and then giving husband like the case file and everything, in my head she was in like a USB and had like one hand on the wheel and then had her handbag. I was just like fidgeting, like you could hear keys and an apple, and she was like throwing things at
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I imagined also.
Or the bomb.
Yeah, so
Or the
that's what I
bomb.
did.
Yako.
I liked the whole like Architect Neo scene between Rakan and
and Salvers.
and Uncle Sav. Yeah.
Uncle Sav.
Just be like, oh yeah, no, everything that you thought, yeah, no, none of it's true. I'm just gonna shatter your worldview. Just gonna ruin everything for you real quick. And sorry kid, them's the breaks.
I love you.
It's sadness.
It is sad.
It's my joy.
Okay. I think us questioning the elven woman, bringing her inside before asking her name, I think that was pretty good. My obsession with Bastion's voice box. But this is also kind of like a question, and also my MVP. Were you expecting me to go straight towards the Dollmaker location?
At that point in time, no.
Haha, fuck you. I got you, bitch.
You got it. Hayden Everburn.
Like, so I mean, I'm sure you can't answer. Is that actually him?
I can't answer
Okay, good. That gives me hope.
that.
Totally is 100%. Now we gotta find Jethro. There's been an NPC in this entire campaign. We haven't even met
Ace
him yet.
fucking close.
Yeah.
My MVP is like, wow, this is a really fun session. Enjoying Bastion's inner turmoil with seeing his brethren dead. Rakan's simple falling into himself was great, and possibly turning him into a politician. Alovia, just so steadfast on this case is just great. Like, which is wow, man, session. And when you guys find that obelisk in the snow, can't wait. But that is
Yeah.
time.
So glad that the Dollmaker didn't have plot armor and us never finding out who he is.
Oh, you guys are always meant to find out who he is eventually. So I can give you
Yeah,
this
I
for
figured.
free. So originally I wanted Rakan and him to be like in bed or some shit, and Rakan gets a little like, the scene I saw was like, oh, him going down and figuring stuff out, and
I'm trying to sleep with him.
and then figuring things out and be like, oh my god, and he's like, I'm sorry, and he would take you somewhere. But yeah, that didn't end up happening, and well, it's still fine with this because oh man.
How am I gonna romance? You know I play this like a video game. I need a romance option.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
And this is why you just build it into your backstory.
I couldn't.
You can have a Volcan of your own.
To be fair, before when it happened, you said that it wasn't the person you intended to give me. Does that mean I'm gonna get the other person?
Get another person? Who knows? We'll see.
I'm still hoping that Kate is not really it.
But yeah, that'll be us for tonight. Thanks everyone who watched, who chilled. Yeah, we had to make a quick change because James was dying, so streamed it on my channel, which was very guerrilla, which I said beforehand. SpongeBob memes all over. But it was fun. It was a great session. I enjoyed it. Revelations and things. The name of this episode was called Deferred because the original plans I had for this session were deferred. So yeah, if we're all going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.